Okay, so this video, I will do paper 2 Mathematic. Okay, so this is the trial Sekolah Agama for 2023, for Kertas 2. So I will do all 17 questions. Okay, there's 17 questions here, I'll do all of it. Okay, but in exam, actually, section C, you only need to choose. From these two questions, you only need to choose one, but I will do all of it. So this will be a very long video. So let's start. Okay, so question number 1. Okay, let's read the question. Given that A is 21, B is 45, and C is 1/3. So they give you A, B, C value. Express A in terms of B and C if A varies inversely as B and square of C. Hence, calculate the value of C when A is 2.1, B equals to 2. So this is variation from 5 chapter 1. So what we need to do first is write down the variation. Step 1 is to write down the variation. After we write down the variation, we change to equation. That is step 2. Change to equation. And step 3 is find K. Step 3 is find K. And step 4 is rewrite. And then we will see what the question wants. Okay. So we always follow this step when we do variation. So the first step is write down the variation first. So express A, where's the variations now? Okay, it mentions here, right? A varies inversely as B and square of C. So varies inversely means atas dengan bawah. So it will be A. This is the symbol for relationship. Okay. So this is the symbol. So A varies inversely. So I have to put bawah lah. So I have to draw a line, put bawah fraction, I'll put B. And then square of C. Square is kuasa 2. So C kuasa 2. And nothing on top means 1. Right? And after we write down the step 1 variation, step 2 is changing to equation. How to change to equation? This symbol can change to equal, but you have to tambah K. Okay? And tak semestinya guna K, you can use any alphabet you want, but usually we use K lah. And this K is, we call it a constant. Okay, and then don't forget here is B1/BC power 2. And I write bracket here because the hubungan here, the relation here is times. They are times relation. So we all know if I take a number times with a fraction, we will only times atas. We will only darab atas. We will not darab bawah. So when we darab atas, we can bring the K on top. So it will look like this, right? So remember, if I give you 2 times 1/3, this 2, you only darab atas. Okay, you only darab atas like this. But if I say 2/7 times 1/3, okay, like this, it will be atas darab atas, bawah darab bawah. So it becomes 2/21, all right? So this is very basic stuff. Okay, let me erase all this. Okay, now I done my step 2 already. Okay, I done my step 2 already, which is changing the equation. Step 3 is to find K. So how to find K? Well, if you want to find K, you need to have the value of A and the B and the C. Okay, and don't forget the C got square one. And they give you already. Remember just now, A is 21, B is 45, C was 1/3. So we just put it in. A is 21. Okay, this one 21. B 45. Okay, 45. And then 1/3 power 2. So 1/3. Because C power 2, so 1/3 power 2. And make sure you don't terbalik this number lah, because if you terbalik, salah also. Okay, now we can find K, right? So remember, whenever we do variation, it's always these 4 steps. Okay, doesn't matter paper 1 or paper 2, it's always these 4 steps. Okay, so we just have to remember lah. Okay, first thing, if I am you, I will do the power 2 first, right? So I will the K, I will just leave it. The 45, I will just leave it. And then the 1/3 square, I will do it. So you can use calculator and press bracket 1/3 close bracket 1 square, you get 1/9. Okay, and then now only I will do 45 times 1/9. Okay, so 45 times 1/9 is actually 45 divide 9. So you will end up with 5 here. So now you can find your K, right? So your K will be what? This one divide 5, when you move there, it become times 5, right? So you press your calculator and see what you get. So you get 105. Is it? Let's try. Press. Yeah, you get 105. So that's the K. So now we already find our K. Now we can go to step 4, which is rewrite. When we rewrite, we will look back to our equation, which is this equation. All right. So when we look at this equation, when we rewrite, it will look like this. Right. So I don't have enough space. I write here. So I write. So when we rewrite, it will be A equals to K, which is 105 over BC square. So this is our new equation. Now only we read what the question wants. All right. If the question asks me to express A in terms of B and C, then I already finished. So they say express A in terms of B and C. So this is finished. But they also say what? Hence, you see, they ask us to express A in terms of B and C, but they also say hence calculate the value of C. So they want the value of C. If A is 2.1, B is 2. It means I'm not finished yet. Okay, I'm not finished yet. So I still have to keep going. But let me ask you something. If I don't find the value of K first, can I find the value of C here? Cannot. Cannot. That's why you cannot do fast. You always have to follow this step. Right? These 4 steps. When doing variation, it's always these 4 steps. Okay, let's do it. How I want to find C, right? So if I want to find C, it means I need to have what? I need to have my B here and I need to have my A here. And they give you the A is 2.1, B is 2. Okay. And I repeat one more time, you can't find C if you don't do this part first. If you don't do this part first, you cannot find this also. It's impossible. You have to, the other shortcut, you have to do it like this. All right, how to find C now? Okay, if I am you, I will move the 2. So it becomes 105 over C square. This 2 is duduk bawah. So bawah means divide. Divide when you move over, it becomes 2.1 times 2. So we can quickly press this. What you get? 4.2, right? And then now I can move, now I want to find C. So some student will tell me something like pindah 105. Cannot. If you want to find C and your C duduk bawah, then you cannot tell me pindah 105. You need to pindah the C supaya the C duduk atas first. So it becomes 4.2 times with C square equals to 105. And if you want to find C, then you can move the 4.2 over, right? So now what will happen? This times 4.2, when you move here, become divide 4.2, right? And then now we can, oh, sorry, what happened here? Okay, so now we will erase this 4.2. Now we can find our C, right? So let's press 105 divide 4.2 first. Okay, I'm pressing my calculator. Okay, the calculator give me 25. So the calculator give me 25. So now I know my C. My C will be square. When you move over, become square root. So square root 25 is 5. And is there any unit, cm or anything? No, right? They didn't put any unit. So that's how you get 4 marks, right? Okay, let's keep on going. Question number 2. Diagram 1 shows a numbered cut. So we have 3, 2, 7, but it's a base 8, and they underline the digit 2 here. So let's see what they want. State the value of the underlined digit. So what they want is the value of the underlined digit of the following number. Actually, what they want is they want you to convert this underlined value to base 10. That's what they want, all right? So you have to know something called place value and digit value, okay? Let me explain. So if the number is base 8, okay, I will do the working here. If the number is base 8, okay, how you convert to base 10? How you want to convert this whole thing to base 10? You have to write down the place value first. On top of every digit, you have to write down the place value. And if it's base 8, the place value will be 8 power 0, 8 power 1, 8 power 2. In Bahasa Melayu, we call it nilai tempat. Okay, in Chinese, it's the 位数. Okay, so for base 8, it will be 8 power 0, 8 power 1, 8 power 2. But what if it's a base 7? Then the place value will be 7 power 0, 7 power 1, 7 power 2, like that. But this is just the place value. Okay, if I want the digit value, it means I want the digit value. It means I have to times. Okay, I have to times. So what you will do now is to times, you will take 8 power 2 times 3, and then write it down. 8 power 1 times 2, write it down. 8 power 0, and then write it down, and then plus everything, right? But for this question, you don't have to do like this, because they only want the value of the underlying digit in base 10. So what you do is you just take 8 power 1 times 2. So this one, all you can erase. Okay, all you can erase. So you don't have to do all this. Okay, let me erase nicely. So you already know this is 8 power 1. So the digit value will be 8 power 1 times 2. And then 8 power 1 is 8, 8 times 2 is 16. Then count it already. But there's some questions, they will ask you to find the place value. If they want the place value, then the answer is 8 power 1. Okay, if they want the place value for the underlying digit. So remember that, okay? Sometimes I pernah tengok the soalan, they never ask for digit value, they ask for place value. So if they ask for place value, you don't times, don't darab. You just take the place value lah, the 8 power 1. If they want digit value, then only you times with the digit yang bawah. All right, so done already. So worth 1 mark. Soalan B, given 1105 base 6 is equals to this. Define the value of m, n, and then m plus n. So first I need to find m and n first. So same thing. This one you can write the place value 1105 base 6. So if base 6, what is the place value for this? 6 power 0, 6 power 1, 6 power 2, 6 power 3. But teacher, I thought just now you say it's a 8 power 0, 8 power 1. Okay, because just now base 8 ma. So if base 8, then the place will be 8 power 0, 1, 2, and so on. But if base 6, it will be 6 power. And then also you can see if I want to convert to base 10, what you do is you times, right? So what you do is you take 6 power 3 times 1, 6 power 2 times 1, 6 power 1, and so on, and then plus all the number together. And if you look carefully here, they already write down 1 times 6 power m. So, and then 1 times 6 power 2. So if you look carefully at this, this is this 1 times 6 power 2, right? And then if you look at this, 6 power 1 times 0. 6 power 1 times 0, is it written here? Okay, it's not written here. You know why? Because 6 power 1 times 0 is 0, you know. So actually we can ignore this. Okay, because when you plus 0, nothing happened. So it's just this, this, and this. So if you look at this, it's 6 power 3 times 1. So it's same with 1 times 6 power m, and m is 3 lah. So I know my m is 3 already, right? And then also, uh, 6 power 2 times 1 is obviously same with this. And then 5 times 6 power 0. So the n here is must be 5. Okay, but they want to find m plus n, right? So m plus n equals to 3 plus 5, which is 8. Okay, which is 8. Okay, so I don't think you have to show them this working, right? I think you can erase all this working. Okay, you don't even have to show them all this. You just do it like this. You just, okay, let me erase nicely first. So you don't have to show all this working. Okay, you just write down something like this. 1105 base 6 is equals to what? This one is 6 power 0, 6 power 1, 6 power 2, 6 power 3, right? So it will be 1 times 6 power 3 plus 1 times 6 power 2 plus, okay, this one 0, no need to write, and 5 times 6 power 0. And from here, you can compare this with this. And that's how I know m is 3, n is 5. And then I continue with this working. Then you get full mark already, right? So very simple. Okay, number 3, let's go. Sarah is an office worker in the city. Okay, usually Sarah would bring a water bottle with a volume of 1155 ml. One day, Sarah forgot to bring her water bottle to the office. Okay, so she forgot. However, Sarah found that in her office, there was a hemispherical cup as shown in diagram 2. So water bottle. So let's draw a water bottle. So okay, I'm not very good at drawing, but I'll try my best. Okay, water bottle this is water. So and what's the volume of this water bottle? 1155 ml, right? And then she forgot to bring the water bottle, so she have to drink using the cup in the office, right? So Sarah found and the cup, they mentioned the shape here. So I think this will be important later, right? Hemispherical. So this is a hemisphere. It means half a sphere, and we can see the sphere diameter is 7. So it means the radius is 3.5. Okay. Why I write like this? Because usually when we do sphere, hemisphere, we always use radius. No one use diameter one. Okay. So let's look at the down here what they want. How many cups of water? Cups. So how many cups of water does Sarah need to drink so that the total volume is the same as the total volume of water bottle that she always drinks? Okay, if you look carefully, this hemisphere, you can find the volume of hemisphere, right? Because we already know the radius, and the volume of hemisphere formula is 2/3 pi r kuasa 3 pi r cube, or in Bahasa Melayu is pi j kuasa 3 lah, but it's the same thing. But we have a issue here because the unit is not same. This one is 1155 ml, but this one, if you do using this formula, the answer will come out in cm cube, right? So this is in ml, this is in cm cube. So how? All right, so very important, you need to know what is cm cube, how to convert cm cube to ml. So actually you need to know this. 1 ml is actually equals to 1 cm cube. This one I put star here, very important. Okay, I see this type of question in my previous year state paper videos also. Like I remember, I forget which state lah, it's like last year already. So this one very important. Okay, so make sure from now on you remember this, please. 1 milliliter is 1 cm cube, not 1 cm, 1 cm cube. Okay, so can you tell me 1 liter is equals to how many cm cube? How many? Just think. So 1 milliliter, I told you is 1 cm cube. So 1 liter means what? Okay, we all know 1 liter is equivalent to 1000 ml, correct? 1000 ml. So if 1000 ml equals to how many cm cube? 1000 cm cube lor. So this one is 1000. Okay, like that. But I will erase this. I will erase this one also. Just make sure you remember the one I put star. This one have to remember. Okay, now I can start to do already. So what is the plan here? First, find the volume of hemisphere. Okay, and then I know my volume of water bottle is 1155 cm cube because I already mentioned milliliter. 1 milliliter is 1 cm cube. So 1155 milliliter is 115 cm cube lah. So now I'll do is I'll find volume of hemisphere, and then I have my volume of water bottle and take my volume of water bottle, divide this because they ask how many cups of water. So I need to take this one, divide 1 cup, one water bottle volume, divide 1 cup, then I will know how many cups I need to, so that how many cups you need to drink so that it will become 1155. So understand. So let's find the volume of hemisphere now. So volume of hemispherical cup. So the formula is 2/3 pi r cube. Actually, this formula got give in your exam paper one. So okay, let's go and find the formula quickly. I already hafal lah the formula. That's why I don't need to look at it, but I will show you anyway. So this is the formula. Volume of sphere, right? But this one is sphere. I want hemisphere. That's why you have to bahagi dua. So when bahagi dua, this will become 2/3, right? So that's how you do it. Okay, now let's go back to the question. Okay, so wait. Okay, let's go. So volume of hemisphere will be 2/3 pi. Pi, they already said use 22/7. Okay. So R cosine theta, R is 3.5. And then cube. Okay. So let's press all of this. So the way I press, I'll press like this. I'll press 2 divide 3 times 22/7 times 3.5 power 3. Okay, they give me 539/6. 539/6. Okay, you can write in decimal also, but in the decimal they give me like 89.83333, so I don't like it because it's like the decimal goes on forever. So I will just write in fraction. And then after I write in fraction, this is not the answer yet. They ask how many cups of water, right? So how can I know how many cups? So I write number of cups is, it will be what? I will take my I will take my 1155, okay. And then I will divide with this answer. I will divide with 539/6. Make sure you write bracket like nicely like this. Without bracket wrong also. Okay, actually if you write like this, can also like this. But just make sure you put bracket nicely. Okay? Because like this, it become tiga tingkat already. So but if you don't put bracket, it will be wrong. Okay. So just be careful. Alright, so how many cups of water does Sarah need to drink? I'll just press this. Press 1155 divide. Use the answer button. So I get 12.8857. So 12.86. Okay. So they ask me how many cups of water, right? So I can say 13 cups. But then when I look at the schema says 45, And do you know why the schema is wrong? Because the schema used the wrong formula. Okay, the schema, they made a mistake in the schema. They put power 2 here. Okay, they put power 2 here. Okay, that's why the schema wrong. But the schema answer is the number of cups here is 45. But this is the wrong answer because the schema used the schema silap guna formula. He used power 2 here, and then it end up with different answer here, and then here also they get 45. So I think there's some masala at this question because number of cups I think here should be like a whole number. It shouldn't have a decimal or fraction. But I think this question got masala a bit already. So because if you look at the question, it says how many cups does Sarah need to drink so the total volume is same as the volume of water bottle. So if I write 12 here, the volume is not same. If I write 13 also, the volume is not same. It's like extra a bit already, right? So I will just leave it like this. 12.86 cups water. Okay. But actually there's still a lot of numbers at the back decimal. Okay. So this is how I would do it, right? Okay, number 4, let's go. Diagram 3 shows a plot of land. So this is a land in the shape of rectangle PQRS. So rectangle, we all know opposite must be same side one. So this is X, and then this one I don't know, right? I just know here 3. I don't know this one. Okay, it's okay. Darwish plans to build a swimming pool JKLM on the land. So this is a pool. This is a pool. And then given the land width is X meter. So I'm sure it's talking about this width. Width is lebar. Okay, so it's talking about this width. And the land length is 8 meter more than width. So it will be X plus 8 here. Here also X plus 8. Because they say the length of the land is 8 meter more than the width. X. So X plus 8, X plus 8. So far, this is my information. Now we do A. A says what? Form a quadratic expression for the area of swimming pool in terms of X. So area of pool. How to find area of pool? Okay, if you look at the pool, it's a rectangular shape. So we just take the base times with the height lah. Or the base times with the width. So what is the base here? It's actually X plus 8 minus 6, right? X plus 8 minus 6. Because the X plus 8 is here until here, right? So, but I want here only. So it will be X plus 8 minus 3 minus 3, so minus 6. But you have to multiply with what? You have to multiply with the width, which is how much? Okay, we all know the whole thing here is X. The whole thing here is X. Okay, how I know? Because here is X, so here is also X lah. But I have to minus 2 minus 2, so X minus 4, right? So I have to multiply with X minus 4 here. Okay, so what is X plus 8 minus 6? X plus 2, and then X minus 4. So usually when we write like this, I will just use bracket. We will not use the time symbol like this. When we put bracket, we usually understand already it's times. Okay, so X times X will be X squared. X times negative 4 and negative 4X. 2 times X is 2X. 2 times negative 4, negative 8. Now you get X squared minus 2X minus 8, right? So that should be the area of pool. But since it's area, so I think there should be a unit here. So I'll put bracket meter square because everything is in meter. So let's be careful also. Okay, so now for B, for my B. So for my B, I think I'll do it here. So given the area of swimming pool is 72, calculate the value of X. Area of pool, this one lah. Area of pool I do already. So I take my A answer, which is X squared minus 2X minus 8 equals to 72. And how you want to calculate the value of X? Okay, if you look at this equation, got square got square means quadratic. Quadratic means you have to bring everything to one side equals 0, and then you will get two answer. Use calculator to get the two answer. So let's move everything to one side. X squared minus 2X. The 72 I move here become minus 72. Negative 8 minus 72 is 80. And then you end up here, and then you can press calculator to get your two answer here. So do you know how to press? So if you use the white calculator, you will press mode and then A and then polynomial degree 2, right? But if you use the black calculator, you tekan lain. So I hope you know how to tekan. The A is 1, the B negative 2, C negative 80. Okay, the calculator give me the answer. First answer is 10. The next answer is negative 8. And don't forget to kosong satu baris before you write this. So now you have two bracket here. If X is positive 10, then you have to tukar tanda minus 10, X minus 8, X plus 8 like this, right? So we have to reject this answer. We will write rejected here. The reason why is, imagine if X is negative 8, means the width of the land is negative already. How can this be negative 8, right? It doesn't make any sense. Length other negative. So X is equals to 10. So I will just write here, X is equals to 10 meter. Okay, they want to find X, right? So I think that's the answer. Yep, that's the answer. Okay, let's move on. Number 5, let's go. Diagram 5.1 shows a unit circle. Okay, the moment I see this word, I know this is Trigo. I know this is Trigo already. And I always teach in class, whenever you see this word unit circle, oh, by the way, for Trigo, there's only 3 types of question that can come out. In Matematik lah. In NMaths, Trigo is different. Okay, a bit different only lah. But in Matematik, they come out 3 types. They usually come out the unit circle type question, or they might come out the Sokato question. Okay, Sokato question. This one is the one that where they come out like angle of elevation, angle of depression, or maybe they give you like right angle triangle, give you like the ratio like sine equals to 3/5 or something like that. So that one lah, that one yang other right angle triangle, that one the second type, and the third type is they will graph, graph. Okay, the sine graph, cos graph, tangent graph. So I can see that the 5A is the unit circle question, but the 5B is actually a graph question. This one, the B question. So we will get there later. Now we focus on the unit circle question, and remember how we do unit circle question. If it's a unit circle, means what is the radius here? 1, 1, -1, -1. But that's not the important part. The important part is you can write down this point, you can write down CS. It means the cos theta is 0.5, the sine theta is -0.866. Only if they mention unit circle, you can write like this. Okay, so what they want now, determine the value of theta and tangent theta. So first they want to find theta first. So how can we find this theta? Oh, we have two information. Even though we don't know theta, but we know cos theta is 0.5, and we also know sine theta equals to -0.866. And you can choose which one you want to do here. Okay, both will give you the same answer, right? So let's choose these to do lah. So how to find theta? You move the cos, so it becomes cos inverse, and then 0.5. And now you press shift cos 0.5, and you get 60. But this is not the answer. When you press calculator, the calculator only give you answer in quadrant 1. So you don't go and write theta here. It's wrong. It's wrong. You have to write RA. So siapa masih ingat what is RA? Reference angle. What is reference angle? It means angle towards X, or you can call it sudut rujukan in bahasa Melayu. It means this is the first quadrant answer. Okay, so reference angle is what? Only the first quadrant answer. You have to consider quadrant and find out the other answer. So cos positive. So let's draw this quadrant. Do you remember first quadrant all positive? And this one is sine, this one tangent cos, right? All sines, no, add sugar to coffee. Or maybe all science teacher crazy, like macam mana you nak hafal tu boleh lah. So just make sure you remember this. So cos positive is actually first quadrant and fourth quadrant. So it means there is two answer here, first and fourth. So what is the first quadrant answer? Well, 60 lah, 60. The answer in the calculator is the first quadrant one. But how to get the fourth quadrant? You have to take 360 minus this, which is 300, right? So how you get the 300 is 360 minus. But which one is the correct answer? If you look at the theta, you know already. You see, can this one 60 this one 60 degree like this? How can this be 60 degree? So you figure logic, you know this is a quadrant 4 angle, right? Because this angle is so big. Because if quadrant 1 means the angle is less than 91, right? So this one is clearly a quadrant 4 angle. That's why we will cut this. So my theta is actually 300. Okay, but sir, what if I do using this? Can also. But if you want to do using this, don't press the negative. Come on, don't press the negative. You jangan tekan negative and then you blame me. You say don't get the answer. No, you cannot press the negative. The negative only indicates quadrant. I teach this in class already. Sine negative. Okay, let's try using this. Sine negative is 3 and 4. Because sine positive is first and second quadrant. So sine negative is third quadrant and the fourth quadrant. Okay, now let's try to get the reference angle. But remember, don't press the negative. So sine inverse 0.866. Don't take the negative, please. Okay, you just don't press the negative. So let's press. Do you get 60 as well? Okay, let me try. Yeah, they give you 59.997, so 60, basically 60 degree. So you get 60 also, right? You get 60 also. But this is not the answer. Don't write theta here. You write RA. Next bar is only you write theta. So now you need the third quadrant and fourth quadrant. How to get the third quadrant? 180 plus. How to get the fourth quadrant? 360 minus. So the third quadrant 180 plus is 240, and then 360 minus, which is 300. Okay, but you will ignore this answer. The reason is very simple, because if you use your eyes to look at this angle, you know this cannot be 240, because this angle is clearly more than 270 already. So if the angle is clearly more than 270, then the answer must be 300. Okay, and can you see, doesn't matter you do it like this or like this, you end up with the same answer, right? So don't do both. Just choose one to do. Okay, so when you want to salin this, you just salin one of it lah. Okay, now let's find what they want here, tangent theta. So how to find tangent theta? You know your theta is 300 already, so just do tangent 300 lah. Right? Or maybe some student will answer me something different. They will say, hey, why can I take this y coordinate divide x coordinate? Can also. Can also, because tangent formula is sine divide cos. So you can actually take 0.866 divide 0.5. If you do it like this, you will get the same answer as tangent 300. Okay, so let's do it like this. So what you get? Let me press. Okay, negative 1.732. Okay, this is how you do it. Okay. Okay, some student might ask me something like this. Tangent, what if I do it like this? Tangent theta, okay. Tangent theta, I get the value is negative 1.732, right? So do I have to pindah the tangent to the other side and then tekan shift tangent? No need lah, no need. look carefully. They want you to find tangent theta, not theta. You already find theta just now. So this is your answer already. So what you do now is you just write dot dot dot, and then they want to find theta, you already find it 300, and then they ask you to find tangent, you also find it already. Just write like this, and then they should give you full mark here already. Okay, like this. Okay, now let's move on to B question. This is also Trigo, but this is the graph question. So let's see what they want. Y equals to P cos Q. Excuse me. So Y equals to P cos QX. Okay, there's no plus minus belakang, and they only draw for 90 degree only. So we can see they only draw until 90. And then they want to state the value. Excuse me. State the value of P and Q. So how to do? Okay, P represents what? The amplitude. P is the amplitude. Q represents what? Number of cycle. Number of cycle. But look at this. In 360 degree. This is very important. What is number of cycle in 360? Okay, well, we can clearly see this is a cos graph already. So it looks like an underwear shape. So that's why it's cos. Okay. But how many underwear in 360? Okay, if you look at this diagram, you only see one underwear, but it's within 90 degree. So you don't go and tell me Q is 1. No, it's not correct. So the Q value will be, so there's a formula actually, there's a formula. To get the number of cycle in 360, so to get the, how do you call it? Okay. If I want to know the number of cycle in 360, there's actually a formula you can use like this. You can take a 360, divide by the period, And what is period? Period means uh, time taken to complete one cycle. So let me explain a bit. So if you look at this, one cycle habis dekat mana? One cycle finish at 90, right? So when I reach 360, how many cycle happen already? It means I will take 360 divide 90 lah. That's where this formula come from. It means you take the 360, you divide by period. Period means time taken to complete one cycle. And in this case, time taken to complete one cycle is 90 degree. So to get the number of cycle in 360, which is Q, you take 360 divide 90, and you will get 4. It means within 90 degree, you complete one cycle. But in 360, it's already 4 cycle. That's why the Q it has to be 4. Then what about the P? The P is the amplitude. The amplitude, you take the total distance divide by 2. So here is 3 unit, here is 3 unit, and then 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 divided 2 is 3 like this, right? Okay, of course you can also just tell me, hey sir, just look at this number only lah. Why you have to plus divide 2? Okay, because sometimes you will jumpa case yang macam ni tau. Like atas maybe is 4. And then here is negative, let's say, let me think, -2, like this. So some student, maybe they will say like the amplitude is 4, but it's not true. This one, the amplitude is not 4. The amplitude is actually 4 plus 2 divide 2, which is 3. This one amplitude is 3. Do you know that? Even though you don't see 3 here, right? The maximum value is not 3, the minimum, but amplitude is 3. Because amplitude is actually the distance from the highest point to the center line. So if you look at this, the center line got the x-axis go down a bit already. That is why I always recommend to take the total distance, total height divide by 2. So we can see this is 4 unit, and then this is 2 unit. Ignore the negative. So the total is 6 unit, and then divide 2 is 3. That's why the amplitude is 3. So here is 3, here is 3. The middle 3 plus 3 is 6, divide 2 is 3 like this. Okay. And why we need to do it like this? Because sometimes the graph here got +1 or -1 or -2. It means the whole graph have to shift up or maybe has shift down. It means the whole graph to naik atas turun bawah. That's why this number will change. Okay, like for example, this one changed to 4, -2, something like that. So just be careful lah. Just be careful. I hope you understand the whole concept. All right. Let's not waste any time. Number 6, let's go. Determine whether the compound statement below is true or false. Compound statement means 2 single statements combined into one. So whenever they combine, they will use the word and or they will use the word or. So we can see this question, they use the word or, right? So a radicular pentagon has 5 sides. Or 6 vertices. So the first statement here is a regular pentagon has 5 sides. And then the second statement here is a regular pentagon has 6 vertices. So tell me now, the first statement, regular pentagon has 5 sides, true or false? This is true. It's true. And then, or the second statement, a regular pentagon has 6 vertices. This is false because pentagon 5 side, 5 vertices. So this is false. So true or false in the end it will become true. Okay, because if it's or one of it true, then the whole thing true already. But if it's and, then it has to be both true baru boleh true. If it's or satu true then true already. Eh? But if both false, then of course false lah. So that's the answer for A. Now we move on to B. Make an appropriate implication. And means singular, means one. So make an appropriate implication based on the following pairs of implications. So they give you a pair. A pair means two. So they give you two implications, but they want you to make it into single. So let's read. If M is multiple of 2, then M is multiple of 6. And then that's the implication 1. And then the implication 2, if M is multiple of 6, then M is multiple of 2. So how to combine these two into one implication? Okay, whenever we combine these two implications, we always need to use this word. If and only if. If and only if. So how I can write? I can cut the if, cut the then, just look at what's in front here. Just look at what you don't even have to think about the content. Like don't even have to think. Just write this, and then in the middle put this word and separately. So M is multiple. Okay, my handwriting so ugly. So if M is multiple of 6, if and only if M is multiple of 2. Okay, you don't have to write the if then already. So multiple of 2. Okay, but I want to mention one thing. Because usually when the exam asks, they usually give this in the soalan. Okay, most of the time they will give this in the soalan and they will ask you to write two implication. This one is they give you two implication, ask you to combine into one. But most of the time is they give you like this and ask you to write two. So you need to make sure you know that also. So if they give you this in the soalan, M is a multiple of 6, if and only if M is multiple of 2, and then they will ask you to write down two implication. So what you do is you will cut this word and then bulat depan, bulat belakang, and then the first implication will be if depan, then belakang. Then the second implication, if belakang, then depan, like this, right? So you need to know that also. Okay? It means sometimes they will give you one implication like that, and then ask you to write two, or maybe sometimes it's like this. They give you two, you combine into one. Okay, let's go to C. Determine whether the arguments below valid and sound. If it is not, justify your answer. So for deductive argument, they will always ask you to determine valid and sound. But for inductive, you need to determine strong, cogent, right? Strong or weak, cogent or not cogent. But this one, we don't write this. We just want to know valid, sound. So because this is deductive. So let's see. If 2 is factor of 4, then 4 is divisible by 2. So this is definitely not the first model. Is actually model 2 or model 3, right? Okay, let's write down all the 3 models here. Let's write here. So model 1 looks like this. We have premise 1, all A are B. And then premise 2, C is A. Conclusion, C is B. That's model 1. What about model 2? We have premise 1, if P then Q. Okay, this is the format, and you have to remember this format. And then the premise 2 is P is true. P is true. And then conclusion, Q is also true. Okay. And then we have model 3. I don't have space already, I write here. Model 3 is if the premise 1 will be same with this. It will be if P then Q. But look at the premise 2. Look at the premise 2, be careful. This premise 2, I will mention Q is not true. And then conclusion, P is also not true. So we have 3 models here. So if the argument follow any of this format, then we say valid. So what is valid? Valid is whether we can. So valid means if you want to know valid or not, we have to check the format. Check the format. Okay, it means you have to hafal all these 3 formats. Okay, so if the other follow the format, then we say valid. If it doesn't follow, then not valid. And then what about sound? How to know it's sound? Sound means it have to be true or false. True or false, right? If it's all true, then sound. No? If not, if one of it is false, then not sound. But there's one thing you need to remember this. You need to remember I put star here. I put star here. If it's not valid, then it's automatic not sound already. So remember this. If one day the deductive argument is not valid, don't try and check whether it's true false already. Because if it's not valid, automatic not sound already. I know in your textbook they put different. In your textbook actually they got put one example where they put valid but not sound. But actually the textbook wrong. The textbook salah. Okay? Because not valid automatic not sound already. It cannot be not valid but sound. It is not possible. So it's either valid, sound, or maybe valid, not sound. Okay? But if it's not valid, then it's automatic not sound already. Okay? It cannot be not valid sound. Okay? So that's the one you have to know, right? But I know your textbook says different. Your textbook says, because your textbook got one example, they put valid, sorry, they put not valid, and then they put sound, which is impossible, which is wrong already. The textbooks are the textbooks are. So I talked for so long already. Actually, this is not the working. This is just the all the stuff that you need to know lah. So this is not the working. Okay, now let's read the question. If 2 is factor of 4, then 4 is divisible by 3. So definitely is a model 2 or model 3, right? So this is the P, this is the Q. And then if you look at this, they mention P or mention Q. 4 is divisible by 2. Okay, they mention Q, right? And then this one, 2 is factor of 4, they mention P. So definitely this is not valid. Not valid. Why not valid? Because if you want to mention Q first, you have to do negation. Because model 3, okay, if model 2, you will mention P first. You will mention P is true, then Q is true. But if you want to mention Q first, then it has to be not true. It means you have to do negation. So actually, if this one it doesn't follow any, or it doesn't follow model 1, it doesn't follow model 2, it doesn't follow model 3. Why I cakap macam tu is because model 2, the premise 2 have to mention P is true. But this one, it mentioned Q is true. Okay. And it doesn't follow model 3 also, because model 3, the second one has to be Q is not true. So actually this is not valid. Okay. But if I want to change it to valid, I have to put not here, and then here not. Then it become valid. Because now it follow the model 3 format already. So this is not valid. And what I say just now, if it's not valid, automatic, it's a not sound. Okay. Not sound. Don't waste your time. Go and see, hey, sir, this one is true. This one is true. For no need already. If not valid, confirm not sound. Okay. And I mentioned one more time, your textbook wrong. Your textbook salah. Your textbook, I know your textbook got show one example. It says not valid but sound, right? But it's wrong. Your textbook wrong. Okay. So remember, this is the correct way. Okay, so not valid and not sound, but they say justify leh. So I have to write the reason. So why we say not valid or sound? So because, so the reason why I say not sound is because it's not valid, right? So I think I have to give a reason why I say it's not valid. It's because it doesn't follow any of this, right? So I will write because this argument does not comply, or you can also say the word follow. Does not comply or does not follow, uh does not follow valid, does not follow uh does not comply with valid form of deductive argument. Okay, you can also say something like because this argument does not follow a valid form, does not follow any valid form of deductive argument, because there's 3 forms, right? And it does not follow any of these 3 valid forms. That's why we call it not valid. So that's how I would put it. Okay, moving on. Number 7. Table 1 below shows Yunus financial planning. Okay, Form 4, Chapter 10. Consumer Mathematics. So this one, we have income, we have expenses. So A says what? List Yunus non-fixed monthly expenses. Okay, expenses got 2 types. One, we call it fixed expenses. One, we call it variable expenses. What is fixed expenses? Okay, let's explain using the example here. Fixed expenses means expenses that we cannot how to say, we cannot control. Okay. Variable expenses is expenses that we can control by being GMAT, okay, by saving, by being GMAT, right? So for example, fixed expenses here, we can see that housing loan, like this one, you cannot, like you must pay, right? You must pay, and there's no discount for it. Like you cannot try to be GMAT, reduce the amount for your housing loan. So this is fixed expenses. And then car installment also, okay, car installment also is fixed. It's fixed. Okay, it's fixed. And then utility bills is like the electricity bill, all those things. Yeah, it's fixed. Oh wait, no, right? Because electricity bill is actually variable. Because if you think about it, you can GMAT, you can use less electricity and you can somewhat control the the amount, right? Grocery is variable also. Okay, you can buy less stuff. Okay, but family insurance is fixed. Okay, allowance for parents variable. This one variable. Okay, so I hope you know this all this meaning lah. Okay, now they want you to list, so you don't have to plus anything. Just list only. So what is the non-fixed monthly expenses? We have allowance for parents. Okay, allowance. Okay, let's follow the spelling. Allowances for parents. And then what else? Utility bills. Okay, utility bills also not fixed. Okay, spell wrong. Utility bills. And the last one, family insurance. Family insurance. Okay, so only 1 mark. Okay, now they want me to determine value of S. So how to determine value of S? Okay, I forgot to mention one thing here. So all of these I got mentioned, right? Variable or fixed. But why this one I never mentioned? Because this is the fixed monthly saving. So you can see from the word already is fixed. So definitely they ask for non-fixed here. So that's why it's not related. So what is fixed monthly saving? Monthly saving means from the total income, you save a certain percentage from your monthly income. So you didn't spend the money, you just save a percentage for emergency. Okay, so it's like you like from your total income, you save like 10%. Okay, but you didn't spend the money, you just save it, right? Okay, so in a way it's not actually expenses lah, it's like a saving. Okay, it's saving, yeah, but you will not spend the money, you will just save it in the bank. So they spend 10% and it's 475. So if you want to find S, actually we can use the 475 to do. So how to do is, what is the total income here? S plus 500, that's the total income. Okay, the allowance is also income. And what you do is you times with 10%, times with 10%. But even though I don't know my S, but I know it will equals to 475, like this, right? Understand? It means you take 10% from your total income, you will get 475. So 10% from your total income, S equals to 475. So how to find S now? Okay, 10 divided 100 is 0.1. Okay, 0.1. So 0.1 times with S plus 500 equals to 475. So this one you can expand. Okay, of course you can bring the 0.1 to the other side, become divide can also. Okay, 0.1 times S is 0.1 S. 0.1 times 500. Okay, let me press a bit. 50 equals to 475. So how to find S? So you pin out the 50 become minus lah, 475 minus 50. I think you will end up with 425. Am I right? So you will end up with 425. And then your S will be 425 divided 0.1, which is 4250. Okay. But of course you have to write RM because S is actually your gaji, right? Yeah, your gaji, your salary. So 4250. Okay, let me just check quickly with the answer. Okay, yes. Okay, let's continue. Number 8, diagram 5 below, PQT and RS are arc. Arc means the lengkung, lengkok, of two different circles but having the same center. Oh, let's see. We have same center. The first arc is PQT, okay, and then the second arc is the RS, and they have the same center. But we can see clearly the radius is not same. Only the center same only. And then they say, oh, OP, OQR, OTS are straight line. OP, OQR, OTS straight line. Okay, no problem. And then by using pi 2207, calculate parameter of whole diagram. Okay, let's not find the parameter first. Let's look at the diagram and observe the diagram and try to fill in the diagram with information. So if you look carefully, this is a lengkok RS. So we can say that this is a sector. So sector consists of two radius, and radius must be same length. So we can say that this is 21. The OR here also 21. And also you see another sector here, another sector which is OPQ. This is also a sector, right? So this is 14, this must be 14 also. And we know the whole thing is 21, so minus 14 is 7. Okay, and then what else? Nothing. All right, nothing. So this is 90 degree, and then say calculate perimeter of whole diagram. So it'll be 14 plus 21 plus the arc here. But the arc here I can find using the 2 pi r, right? 2 pi r formula. But in order to use this formula, I need to have radius as an angle. So the radius is 21, angle is 30, no problem. And then plus this 7, and then use plus this arc. This arc also I have to use the same formula, but I need to have radius and angle. Radius 14, angle 90. So no problem. I can start to find my perimeter already. I have everything I need already. So now I will write perimeter. Perimeter. So now, first I will take PO line plus with what? So PO line plus with OS line. Okay, OS line plus with SR, but don't write SR, write arc. Okay, because if you write SR, it can also mean this SR, the straight line SR. But since SR is not a straight line, it's an arc, so we call it arc. Plus with QR or RQ also can, same thing. And then plus with arc PQ, right? So this is my plan now, is plus all of this. Then I get my perimeter lah. Okay, PO I have already 14. OS also I have already 21. And then the arc SR I use formula. Do you know what's the formula for arc? 2 pi r times angle. So the pi they already say use 22/7. The radius for arc SR. Let's see. If you want to know the radius and angle, you look at the center. The center is all right. So what is the radius and what is the angle? The radius is 21, and then the angle is 30. And don't forget to per with 360. Okay, not enough space already. I write here plus RQ. So this one do already, and then RQ, which is 7. Okay, and then the last one use the same formula lah. 2 pi r times angle over 360. But this time it's a arc PQ. So it will be bracket 2 pi 22/7 times the radius. Okay, the PQ arc, the radius will be 14 and the angle will be 90 over 360. So you will just pass all of this. Okay. So yeah. Okay, so first I will take 14 plus 21 plus 7, which is 42. Because all these numbers can add together. And then this whole bracket, I will press calculator and write here. And then this whole bracket also I will use calculator and then write here. So let's press this first. So I will tell you how I will press this. I will press 2 times 22 divide 7 times 21 times 30 divide 360. Okay, I just press my calculator and my calculator give me 11. So I write 11. And then here also I press 2 times 22 divide 7 times 14 divide 4. Because times 90 divide 360 means divide 4, so 22. Yeah, 22. So I plus everything. 42 plus 11, 53. 53 plus 22, 78 cm. Okay, so what is the answer? 78. Wait, is it correct? 42 plus 11 plus 22. Let's press calculator lah, more safe. Okay, sorry, 75. Okay, I try to do it without calculator and then mistake already. Okay, this one is 75. Let's go. Number 9. Diagram 6 shows two parallel lines. Okay, this one is under Form 3, Form 2, Form 1 chapter. It's like a lower form chapter. This is called straight line. So parallel lines AB and CD. So can you tell me if AB and CD parallel? I can use this arrow symbol, right? And this arrow symbol means what? It means the AB gradient and the CD gradient is same. Parallel means gradient same. And then they say gradient is CD is 3/2. Wow, if gradient CD is 3/2, then the AB gradient also 3/2 lah. It means the M here is 3/2. The M is gradient. And then AB gradient also 3/2. Okay, and then we have another line here also, BC. And then number 1 says what? State the line that parallel to straight line BC. Nyatakan garis yang selari dengan BC. So selari dengan BC. So which line selari dengan BC? Adakah AB selari dengan BC? I don't think so. So BC selari dengan siapa? Selari dengan paksi Y, right? So we can write the Y axis lah. Okay, the Y axis. So the Y axis. Or you want to write this also can. The OY. Because okay lah, don't write OY lah, because I thought this one is a point, so I think you can just write y-axis. Okay, or you can write x equals 0 also can, because this is the equation. X equals 0 is the equation for y-axis. Okay, but both is correct lah. Number two, give the equation of straight line BC. Okay, in maths, when we find equation, we always do like this: y equals mx plus c. But we already know our gradient. We already know our m. But our BCM is what? Sorry. Whenever, okay, sorry, this is a non-gradient line. So we don't use y equals mx plus c. Sorry, I made a mistake. Uh, uh, so when we find straight line equation, okay, we have a non-gradient line, and we also have gradient line. If it's a gradient line, then only we use the formula y equals mx plus c. Okay. But if it's a non-gradient line, your equation will not be y equals mx plus c. It will just be x equals to number or y equals to number, depending on the line is horizontal or vertical. If it's x equals number, the line will be vertical. If the y equals, it will be horizontal. Because x equals means potong x. Y equals means potong y. Okay. So let's erase all this. So clearly, the BC line is not a gradient line. It's non-gradient line. It means this line is completely like this one, completely straight one, because it's parallel with the y-axis. So the equation will just be x equals -2 and then finish already. Let me explain why x equals -2, because this b is -2, 5. So when you butcher down here with -2, the y coordinate is is 5, right? But when we are when we want the equation of this line, it will just be, because it potong x at -2, so the equation is straight away like this already. Like you don't have to do mx plus c, right? Because it doesn't have c also. Like what's the c? There's no y-intercept. Okay, so yeah. Okay, number three, state the y-intercept of straight line CD. This one is a gradient line. This line is a gradient line. So how to find the y-intercept of C? So if you want to find y-intercept of the CD line, okay, let's erase this. Okay, let's erase this also. So the CD line is this, and then the y-intercept, the pintasan y will be here, will be this dot. And we actually don't know this one is how much, right? If we know this, then we know our number three answer already, but we don't know this, right? So how to do? Okay, very easy. You find the equation. You just find the equation of CD, right? After you find the equation of CD, you will get this, right? So how to find the equation of CD? Y equals mx plus c. This one you use mx plus c because this line is a Saget line, right? It's a gradient line. And then the m you know already is 3/2. Just put it in. And then the c we don't know ma. So don't know is fine. Just put c and then passes through. And then you ganti any point yang ada melalui, yang ada passes through. So the only point I can use is this point, which is -20. Okay, -20. You cannot use the B point. This point cannot use because this B point the other passes through. You can only ganti masuk point yang other passes through. So -2, 0. So the Y I will put 0 and then 3/2x. X is -2 plus C. 2 and -2 can cut, become -1. So -1 times 3 is -3. Move there, become 3. So the Y-intercept is 3. Okay, it means this one is 3. Okay, so siap already. So now we go to number 4. Find the equation of straight line AB. So AB, is this a gradient line or non-gradient line? This is a gradient line. So if it's gradient line, how to find equation? I mentioned already just now, y equals mx plus c. But the m I know already, 3/2. Okay, plus c the c also don't give, tak bagi. So tak bagi macam mana? Tak apa, just passes through and then sub any point that yang ada passes through. This time I will use point B lah, because got passes through B. So x I will sub -2, y I sub 5. So 5 equals to 3/2 times -2 plus c. Cut, -1, -3 plus 5. 5 plus 3 is 8, so c. C is 8. But don't stop here, they want equation, so dot, dot, dot. Rewrite this, y equals to 3/2x plus 8. Okay, so that's how you do it. That's how you get full marks. Okay, number 10. Diagram 7 shows two rectangle BCDE, EFGH. So got two rectangle, and then BHE, EFD are straight line. BHE, EFD, okay lah. So far, nothing important here. So let's baca bawah. Given the area of shaded rectangle is 60, so this is the shaded part. So they say 60. So 60 cm square. Calculate the perimeter of rectangle BCDE. So they want the perimeter of BCDE. So I think if I want the perimeter of BCDE, it means I need to have all the four sides. So I know this is 20, I know this is 20, but I don't know this, and I also don't know the whole Garisan here. So how to find? Okay, I'm sure they give you this information is because they want you to it means this information will help us to find the perimeter, right? So let's use this information first. Area of shaded region is equals to 60, and we all know the shaded is a rectangle, so we can say base times width equals to 60, and the base is a plus 3 ma. And then what is the width? What is the width? 8 a minus 8, because the whole thing here is a, so the whole thing here is a also lah, and then I minus the 8, then I get this part lah. Okay, I get this part. So a minus 8, like this. So a plus 3 times a minus 8 equals 60. And after I solve here, I can find a. After I find my a, I know my panjang here already lah. Then I can find perimeter already, easy already. Okay, so very easy. So I can see the steps already. So a times a will be a square. A times negative 8 is negative 8a. 3 times a is 3a. 3 times negative 8 is negative 24. And the 60, I'll move it here, jadi minus 60. Why I move it? Because I saw square already. Square means everything on one side equals 0. That's why the 60, I move it now. If you don't move it now, later also you have to move it. So just move it now. Negative 8 plus 3 is negative 5a. Negative 24 minus 60 is negative 84 equals to 0. And then now you press calculator, you should end up with two answers. Okay, let me press. Okay, wait for me. What is the A? 1. The B, negative 5. The C, negative 84. Okay, they give me 12 and negative 7. But remember to kosong satu baris first, then only you write the 12, negative 7. So your first one will be A minus 12, your first bracket, and then the next bracket is A plus 7 equals 0. Okay, you have to tukar tanda, right? Okay, wait, did I do it correctly? Okay, yes. So this one I have to reject. Okay, why we have to ignore this answer? Why we have to reject? Because if A is negative 7 means the width of the rectangle is negative, but panjang mana boleh negative. So A equals to 12 lah. But this is not the answer. This is not the answer. They want perimeter. So let's scroll up. We all know A is 12 already, right? So it means this one is 12 lah. So how to find perimeter now? How to find perimeter now? Okay, let's scroll up a bit. So perimeter means all the four sides. So we all know this side is 20. It means here bawah the whole thing also 20, right? So 20 plus 20 lah. And then plus with this one and this one. But I know this one is 12 already. So this one also 12 lah. So plus 12 plus 12 lah. So you will get 40 plus 24, 64. So the answer for this question is 64 cm. Okay, now we move on to section B. So we need to answer all questions also. Only section C can choose. Okay. So number 11. Hamza would like to buy fire insurance. Okay, I know this is under fire insurance. So let's talk about fire insurance. Okay. Okay, I need some space. Okay. So how can I make space? So okay. Just yeah, just use this space. Okay, so fire insurance. So fire insurance, you need to know how to find amount of required insurance. Okay, actually all of this I teach already lah in class. In my tuition class, I teach you all already this one. So what is the formula to find the required? Required means harus dibeli. Harus dibeli. It means the required. You will take the core insurance percentage times with the insurable value. Okay, insurable value. Okay, so that's the first formula you need to know for fire insurance. And after you know this formula, you also need to know case 1, case 2, case 3. Case 1 is what? Case 1 is when when your insured value is when your insured value is equals to required. Yeah, when your insured value is required. Okay, then your formula for compensation it will be loss minus deductible. Okay, that is if your insured value is same with required lah. Case 2 is when your insured value, insured means the purchased one, the one you believe, is less than the required. You're a bad person. you buy less than the required, then you have to have punishment already, got penalty. So how to calculate your compensation? This one the formula a bit panjang one. You have to take your insured value. It means yang sudah dibeli insured value is already purchased, already dibeli, divide by yang harus dibeli. Yeah lah, because you buy less than the required mah. So of course the small number you put atas, the big number you put bawah. Because the required one is much more, but you buy less. So the insured, and then baru times loss minus deductible, like that. And then for case 2, there will also be something called the co-insurance penalty. But that one, this question they got asked. So later I'll explain when I reach there. And then for case 3 is total loss. Okay, total loss. Suffer total loss. If suffer total loss, you will just get the compensation. Compensation means the bayaran pampasan is you just take the purchased minus deductible, right? So I think this is the main idea for fire insurance. All these things have to be in your head, all right? So let's do the question lah. Hamza would like to buy fire insurance. The insurable value is 500,000. Okay. The fire insurance policy he wants to purchase as a co-insurance to insure 80%. So I can get my required insurance already. Just take this one, direct this one. And a deductible of 5,000. This one don't touch first. This one, this 5,000, we don't do it in the early stage. Okay, the deductible we only do after we get our required. So we always start with this formula. Always start with this formula. And this formula tak ada guna deductible. Okay, so now we look at the first question. State the amount of insurance that should be taken. It means required lah. Harus dibeli mah. So should be taken, so required. So how to get required? I just show you, just take the percentage. 80%, 0.8 times with 500,000. Wait, why I write 0.8? Because 80% means 80 divided 100. So 0.8 lah, and then times with this. So you get RM 400,000. Okay, let's just press lah, just to be safe, because I takut. So 0.8 times 5. Okay, yeah, correct. 400,000. So you get 1 mark for this. Now, for B, this is right. Hamza's house has been burned and suffered a total of 250,000 loss. So this is the loss, the kerugian, the rugi. Calculate the compensation, compensation that Hamza will receive if he insures his house with a amount of 250,000. Means he purchased this amount, but he need to, yang required is 400,000. But he only purchased 450,000. So you tell me lah, case 1, case 2, or case 3? Confirm case 2 mah, because your insured value is less than required. So your formula for compensation will be insured over required times loss minus deductible. Yang sudah dibeli bahagi harus dibeli darab kerugian tolak deductible. That's the formula. Okay. So the formula we do now is what? Get the compensation. You can call it bayaran papasan in Bahasa Melayu. So it will be the small value, which is 250,000. This is the sudah dibeli one. But you have to divide the bigger value, which is the required. Okay, yang harus dibeli ini, tapi dia beli ini saja. And then times with loss. What is the loss? Oh, the loss also? Oh, the loss also 250,000. Okay, actually I tengok salah already. This one, when I tengok the amount yang beli, I have to tengok here actually. But coincidentally they are the same lah. Kebetulan they are the same. But it's not always the same one, right? And then minus deductible. Now only we look at the deductible. Now only we look at the 5,000. So we always start with this formula, and with this formula we don't look at deductible. Deductible we only check when we want to know case 1, case 2, case 3. Okay, let's press all of this. See what we get. 250,000 divided 400,000 times 250,000 minus 5,000. Okay, 151,250. This is my compensation. Don't forget to write RM, please. Okay, and the soalan says what? Calculate compensation payment if Hamza will receive, if he insures his house with amount of this. So this is the compensation he will receive from the company. And then they say, hence calculate the value of co-insurance penalty. You remember I teach in class? Co-insurance penalty, you forget already, right? I know you forget already. Okay. So how to calculate co-insurance penalty? I still remember so clearly. I teach this in class. I don't know you got come or not when I teach this. I said this co-insurance penalty, sometimes they will ask, Sometimes they won't ask in exam, right? But you see, ask already. But I got teach this, I remember. So what I say core insurance penalty is that how I explain it in class. Macam mana saya bagi explanation. Saya kata apa? Core insurance penalty is actually the other side of the fraction. Can you see this is 250,000 or 400,000? So what's the other side of the fraction? 150,000 over 400,000. Okay. For those who tak faham, sir, why like that? Okay. 250,000 over 400,000 mah. So what is the other side of fraction? I will take the 400,000 minus the 250,000. So let's press 400,000 minus 250,000. You will end up with 150K, 150,000. So this is the other side of the fraction. Okay. Let's give you another example. If I say 2 over 5, what is the other side of that fraction? 3 over 5 lah. Okay, because 5 minus 2 is 3 mah. So let's try again. What if I say 1 over 7? What is the other side of the fraction? 6 over 7, no? Because 7 minus 1 is 6 mah. That's what it means lah. That's the idea lah. So if I say 250,000 or 400,000, the other side of the fraction is this. And what you do is you times with the loss, which is 250,000. Okay. So this is your answer. You press this, you get your answer. So let's press 150 divide 400 times 250,000. 93750. So your penalty is 93750. Okay. But what if I ask you what is the total cost bear by Hamza? Then you will take the penalty plus with the deductible 5,000. But don't do that. This question they just ask for the penalty. The penalty is this. But if they ask for total cost yang Hamza kena bayar, it will be this plus with the deductible 500 plus plus not minus. So that's how you do it lah. Let's continue with So B says what? The yearly income of Amir was 72099. So this is the income, including a total of 6,600 allowance in the year 2022. So allowance is tax exemption. So later have to tolak lah. He donate a total of 500. Remember donation, we see this a lot, right? Every time they come out the income tax, they always mention donation. And remember, donation is tax exemption. To a government-approved charity organization, he claimed 9,000 tax relief. So this is the tax relief. 2,500 life insurance, also considered tax relief. 800 medical insurance, also considered tax relief. 2,500 for lifestyle, this is also tax relief. And then he paid 840 for zakat in the year. Okay, 840 is a rebate. So rebate, we usually don't tolak in the beginning. We tolak last kali. Okay, at the end only we tolak. Okay, wait. How can I make this disappear? Okay. All right. So now we do question one. Question one says calculate the chargeable income for Inche Amir. So they want to calculate chargeable income. The formula is what? Take your total income, which is 72099, minus all your tax exemption and tax relief lah. 6,600. So minus with 500 the donation. Okay. Minus with 9,000 tax relief. And then minus 2,500 minus 800. And then the next one is 2,500. Okay. And then 840 don't minus. You minus this. Salah. Remember 840 zakat rebate, we don't minus in first kali. We minus at the end. Alright. So we press all of this in the calculator lah. So let me press 72099 minus 6600 minus 500 minus 9,000 minus 2,500 minus 800 minus 250. Okay, my calculator give me 50199. Okay, but just write RM because this is income, right? Chargeable income. So RM 50199. Okay, write nicely. Okay, now I finish my question one. Question two says calculate the income tax to be paid. Cukai yang perlu dibayar. So how to get cukai yang perlu dibayar? Do you remember? You will take your chargeable income and you will refer the jadual. After you refer the jadual, you will get your cukai dasar, cukai baki, and then after you get your cukai dasar, cukai baki, you add together, and then tolak rebate, right? So those are the steps to find income tax. Okay, so the first thing first is take your chargeable income 50199 and tengok jadual, and they will always give you the jadual one. So the jadual they already give you. So 50199 belongs to this bracket. So 50199, So 50199, we have to look at this. 50,000 pertama, 50,000 pertama is 1,800. That's the cukai dasar. So what is your base tax? Base tax means cukai dasar. Cukai dasar. So what is your cukai dasar? It will be RM 1800. Okay. What about your tax on balance? Tax on balance means cukai baki. So tax on balance. And I will write the Basam Layu, which is the cukai baki. How you get your cukai baki? Okay, if you look carefully, the 1,800 is for only for 50,000 pertama. So we have 50199. So we have to take 50199 minus 50,000 to see how many balance, and then times with the kadar, which is 14%. It means the 14% is for 20,000 per ikut. Okay, so what I have to do now is take 50199 minus 50,000. Okay, because for the 50,000 pertama, I already paid 1,800. That's why there's still a balance of 199 lah. If you tekan this one minus this one, you get 199, and then that one have to times with the kada rate, which is 14%. 14% is 0.14. Okay, because 14 is 14 divide 100. So you can straight away write like this. Okay, so now we can use our calculator to press this. Okay, let me press. 50199 minus 50,000. Okay, 199 times 0.14. Okay, the calculator give me 27.86. Okay, 27.86. Okay, of course you have to write RM here. This one also have to write RM here. Okay, this is the cukai dasar and cukai baki. So now you can get your cukai perlu dibayar, which is income tax to be paid. Okay, income tax be paid. In bahasa Melayu is yang perlu dibayar. Cukai perlu dibayar. So what you do is you will tambah 1800 plus with 27.86. But don't stop here. You have to tolak dengan rebate. Okay, remember, that's why I said just now, rebate don't minus in the beginning. You minus last kali, right? So rebate, how many types of rebate you learn in your syllabus? Don't tell me you forget already. Rebate got two types. Okay, the first type of rebate is when your chargeable income, is less than or sama dengan 35K, then there will be a discount of 400. Okay, rebate 400, but only if your chargeable income, CI stands for chargeable income, smaller or sama dengan 35,000, then only got rebate for 400. And another type of rebate is zakat. Okay, zakat slash fitrah. Right. This one is if the soalan got mentioned, then baru ada lah. So let's check for our chargeable income. Is our chargeable income now less than 35,000? I don't think so. 50K is more than this already. So this person is not eligible for the 400 rebate, but he has zakat 840 in that year. Do you remember in the soalan they mentioned? So of course you have to minus 840 here, right? So minus 840 here, and if you calculate all this, you get your answer. So let me press minus 840. Okay, the calculator give me 987.86. So and write RM lah. So the income tax that he have to pay that year is 987.86. So I think I did everything correctly. So that's all. Let's move on. Okay, number 12, let's go. During the school entrepreneurship festival, students need to get coupons to purchase foods and drinks. Okay, Salma and Rosita have spent 38 ringgit, 30 ringgit. So Salma spent 38, Rosita spent 30 ringgit. Salma bought 4 food coupon and 6 drinks coupon, while Rosita bought 3 food and 5 drink coupons. So Alan A, using matrix method. Okay, I know already. If they say using matrix method, I know this is simultaneous equation. Okay, let me tell you why. Because only simultaneous equation question they will mention this using matrix method. Okay, because there's actually another method. Okay, if I don't use matrix method to solve simultaneous equation, we will use the substitution method, penggantian cara, or the penghapusan, which is elimination. So if they say using matrix method, it means this is a simultaneous equation question, but we cannot use the penggantian penghapusan cara lah. We have to use matrix method. Calculate the price in RM of a food of coupon and a drink coupon. So I always teach my students, whenever we do simultaneous question, we skip all this story. Okay, we don't read this story first. We focus on what they want to find. So for example, this one, what they want to find. Calculate what? Price of food coupon and price of drink coupon, right? So what you do first is you will let X be the price of food coupon. And then let Y be the price of drink coupon. Okay. So remember, always see what they want. Okay. when we're doing simultaneous equation, don't read the question first, just see what they want and then jadikan dia x, y. All right. But sometimes the question already, how to say, they already jadikan x, y. Then you don't have to write this already lah. But this question, they never say who separate x, separate y. So we have to straight away read what they want and then write it down lah. Okay. Okay. Some students, they will write like this. They will say, let x equals to food, y equals to drink. Okay. Don't write like this. Be more specific. It's a price, right? They want to calculate price, not the quantity, not the bilangan, not the mass, not the not other stuff lah. They want price. So make sure you put that in also, write that in also. So let x equals to price, y is also price. So this x1 got RM1 because it's price ma. So price of 1 lah. Actually, I have to write okay, 1. Okay, now only we read back this paragraph. Now only we read. During the school entrepreneurship festival, student needs to get coupons to purchase foods and drinks. Okay. Salma spent 38 ringgit and then Salma bought 4 food, 6 drink coupons. So Salma bought 4 food, 6 drink. It means Salma have to pay 4x plus 6y because 1 food coupon is x ringgit. So if she bought 4, it means you have to pay 4 ringgit. Plus with the 6 drink, which is 6y, and we know the total she spent is 38. So that's your first equation. All right. What about your second equation? Rosita spent 30 ma. So it's Rosita 30, and Rosita bought how many food? 3 food. Rosita bought 3 food, 5 drink. So 3 food, 5 drink. So 3x plus 5y lah. Right. So now you have your 2 equation already. Okay. Now you can do simultaneous, but they already said using matrix method. So do you remember how to use the matrix method? Okay, if use elimination method, how? Elimination method. It means you samakan the coefficient, right? And then you try to tambah or tolak to hapuskan, right? But they already say use matrix method, so this is how I'll do it. Matrix method is like this. You put bracket, bracket, bracket. And then the first bracket, you will put down all the numbers. Oh, by the way, before you put this bracket, 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 you have to make sure these 2 equation is susun nicely. What do I mean by that? Means they susun like this. X, X, Y, Y, number, number. Everything is susun nicely like this. If it's not susun nicely, susun supaya dia jadi macam ni dulu. X, 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 Y, Y, number, number on the other side. Then only you start to write. So what you do is you write down the perkali sahaja. Kali means the number in front. So which is 4, 6, 3, 5. Okay. So you write down all the coefficient 4, 6, 3, 5 like this. And then the second bracket, you will write the XY. The unknown in front, you will write atas. The unknown in the middle here, you write bawah. And then here will be 38, 30. And then now we solve using matrix method. So how we do is how to find XY? You will move this 4, 6, 3, 5 to the other side. So when you move this, it will become inverse. The 4, 6, 3, y, it will become inverse. Yeah, it will become inverse. And then here will be 38, 30. So you don't tell me something like, hey, sir, this one is darab. Darab, when you move, they become bahagi. Okay, in matrix, there's no bahagi. We don't, dia bukan jadi bahagi. Dia jadi inverse. Okay, in matrix, we call it inverse. So now how to continue? Now I think I can do down here because no space already. So I do here. So this one, xy equals to, okay, how to find the inverse of this? Do you remember? It will be 1 over darab silang, right? But you have to take siapa dulu. 4 times 5 dulu. If you take 3 times 6 dulu, salah. It has to be 4 times 5, which is 20, and then minus 3 times 6, 18. Hey, sometimes students will ask me where this minus come from. Hey, this is the formula. Okay, the formula memang macam tu, 1 over 4 times 5 minus 3 times 6. And then bracket, bracket. The 4 and 5, you darat dulu. That's the one you have to terbalik. 5, 4. The 6 and 3, tak payah terbalik. Just tukar tanda. So 6 jadi negative 6, 3 jadi negative 3. And don't forget, ada lagi satu matrix belakang sini, 38, 30. So now, you can keep going here. So how to continue? You will write xy equals to 20 minus 18 is 1 over 2. Okay, now let me ask you. Got 1, 2, 3, and all the symbol here is darab, right? So you want to take 1 darab 2 first, or 2 darab 3 first, or you want to take 1 darab 3 first? Actually, anyway, anything also can. You want to take 1 darab 2 first, baru 2 darab 3 pun boleh, or 2 darab 3 first, 1 darab, and then baru 1 darab pun boleh. Like anything can. But do you remember how I teach in class? I recommend what? I say what? It's better if you take this 1 darab, this one first. You know why? Because usually when you darab fraction, you will get when you darab with 1 over 2, right? You will get fraction inside. So when you get fraction inside and you try to darab, then it's very hard to darab when it's fraction, right? So it's better if I if I darab these two first. Okay, that's how I teach in class, right? But actually, you want to take this one darab this one dulu pun boleh. So okay, let's take this one darab this one first lah. So 20 minus 18 is 1/2 like this, and then this whole thing you will darab first. So how you darab? This is a 2-row 2-column matrix. This is 2-row 1-column. So when we cut, you will left with 2-row 1-column. It means I will get one number here, one number here like this, right? So how to get the number atas here? The number atas here will be like this, horizontal darab vertical. You remember this? So it will be 5 times 38, -6 times 30 like this. So let's press 5 times 38 in our calculator. Okay, let me press. Okay, 190. And then -6 times 30 is -180. Okay, and then what about nombor bawah? Same thing, you repeat the same process, but this time with the second row, first column. So -3 times 38. Okay, I need to press, wait. 3 times 38. Okay, my calculator says 114. And then 4 times 30 is 120. And if there's nothing in the middle, you write plus. If already got minus in the middle, then you don't have to write anything already. So now it'll be xy equals to 190 minus 180 is 10. -14 plus 120 is +6. And then there's still 1/2. And what you do now is you have to take the 1/2 times 10 and 1/2 times 6. Okay, times 1/2 means divide 2. So 10 divided 2 is 5. 6 divided 2 is 3. So now you get your x and y, but I don't think you can stop here, because if you look carefully, they want you to find what? Price of food coupon and price of drink coupon. So you have to write like this, ... price of food coupon is 5 or 3? 5, and you have to write RM. And then next will be price of drink coupon is RM3. Okay, let me just double confirm. X is food, Y is drink. Is it X is food, Y is drink? Okay, yes, correct. Okay, because I takut I didn't know I terbalik right already. I go and write. If I write drink 5 ringgit, food 3 ringgit, wrong also, right? So yeah, that's the one. We have to be careful lah. All right, now we continue with B. So if Rosita, so A finished already, right? Yeah, A finished already. So if Rosita buys an additional coupon of 20 ringgit, Rosita, is it the same person as the story earlier? Rosita, yeah, Rosita, same person. So what you want to do? Buy extra coupon 20 ringgit. Is the value of this coupon enough for her to buy 2 food, 3 drink? Justify your answer by using matrix multiplication only. Okay, so she want to buy another 20 coupon, and the question asks us to determine whether 20 ringgit is enough to buy 2 food and 3 drink. We already know 1 food is how much? 1 food is 5 ringgit, 1 drink is 3 ringgit. So we already know 1 food is RM5, and then 1 drink is RM3. So if you want to, if they ask is 20 ringgit enough for this, I can just take 5 times 2 plus 3 times 3, which is 5 times 2 is 10, 10 plus 9, 19. So is the 20 ringgit enough to buy 2 food and 3 drink? Enough, because 2 food coupon and 3 drink coupon only cost you 19 ringgit. And if you have 20 ringgit, of course it's enough. But they got say justify your answer by using matrix multiplication. So let's not write like this, because we never use matrix multiplication. So how to write this? Actually, when I first do the question also, I'm not very sure what the question wants, So like I think I spend a lot of time doing this question when I'm doing it the first time. So actually, this is how I'll do it. Because we already know my xy, which is 5, 3, right? So my xy is 5, 3, and my xy matrix is like this. Xy 5, 3. Okay, equals to like this. Okay. And then they want you to calculate 2x plus 3y, because they want 2 food, 3 drink, right? So what you do is, if you want to get the cost, okay, you will just take 5, 3. Okay, I will just write here lah. Enough for her 2 food drink. So I'll write cost, or you can write price also lah. It will be the 5, 3 times with what? Times with okay, let me see. Because now is they want to buy 2 food, 3 drink, right? So food, 1 food is X, 1 drink is Y. So it'll be 2X plus 3Y lah. Betul? But we already know X, Y is 5, 3, but using matrix method. So this is how I write it. The 2X, 3Y, I'll write like this, 2, 3. And then this one, 5, 3, I'll write like this. Yeah, like this. Okay. Let me explain a bit, because what I want now is, I already know my answer is 19. Okay, but I don't know how to use the matrix multiplication. Okay, I'll be honest, I don't know how to write this, but I know the answer already. Because I try use without using the multiplication is 19, right? So I try to think about how can I combine all these numbers into one, and this is the method. Because when you dot up two matrix, and if the first matrix is one row, two column, this is two row, one column, you can cut, and you can combine all these numbers into one. And how you combine that? You will take horizontal times vertical, and then it will be 2 times 5, and then 3 times 3, and then tengah-tengah plus. Can you see what I write here is exactly same with this? And you will get 19. Okay, RM 19. So I think this is what they want lah, using matrix multiplication. Okay, so anyways, this is how I would do it lah. Okay, what if I want to justify, because they say justify, right? So I would say that I would just say, so they got asked, right, is the value enough? So I will say uh enough. Okay lah, let's write nicely. So we can say RM20, okay, RM20 is enough to buy, two food coupon and three ring coupon. Two food coupon, two food coupon, and three drink coupons, because they only cost 19. They only cost RM 19 ringgit. So yeah, I think this is good enough. Yeah. So that's how you do it. Okay, moving on. Number 13. Given that the universal set, okay, I know this is set already lah. So it is x is in between 1 to 10. X is a positive integer. The moment you see this, this is what we call a set description. And the moment you see this, you have to immediately list down all the elements. Okay, it don't care what they ask. Like, you have to list it down, because whenever it's description, there's nothing much you can do. You have to change it to the set notation. Set notation means you list down all the elements lah. So what's the universal set? Okay, let's write it here lah. So the universal set is equals to what? So x is in between 1 to 10. So 1 will be included, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then that's all. Why I didn't write the 10? Because if you look at this, the 10 here, they never put the line in this symbol. It means 10 is not included. But why 1 is included? Because there's a line here, right? So 1 is included. Okay, that's my element for universal. And then set P is multiple of 2. But you have to, when you list down set P elements, you can only write elements yang ada dalam universal set, right? Same with set Q and set R. And then they say list all the PQR by using set notation. So they don't want me to list the universal set. They only want me to list PQR. But let me tell you something. You have to list the universal also. Because if you don't list the universal, how you want to list PQR? PQR, you can only list yang ada dalam universal saja. So in the end, you have to list the universal also. So let's try to list P now. X is a multiple of 2. So what you write is you have to open this curly bracket, and then you list down multiple of 2. So you will write 2, 4, 6, 8, and that's all. Because you can only write multiple of 2 that exists in the universal. So which is 2, 4, 6, 8. Why not 10, 12, 13? That one don't have in universal. That's why no need to write. If you keep writing 10, 12, 14, you want to write until when? Until 1 million. So fikir logic, takkanlah you want to, mesti akan ada satu point yang you kena stop, right? So you only write yang ada dalam universal. Same with set Q, multiple of 3. So what are multiple of 3? We have 3, 6, 9, and then enough already. 12 is also multiple of 3, but why I tak tulis? Because tak ada dalam universal. If tak ada dalam universal, cannot write. Because universal is like the universe. You can the universe, like this is the whole universe already. So you cannot write something that is out of the universe. So what about set R? X is a perfect square number. Perfect square means number yang boleh square root. So number yang boleh square root will be 1, 4, 9. Okay, let me explain. 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16, and so on. That's still a lot. All these numbers that I bullet here, these are all perfect square. 1, 4, 9, 16. Because when you square root 1, you get 1, square root 4, you get 2, square root 9, 3, square root 16 is 4. But why I didn't write 16 here? I tell you many times already, because 16 is not inside the universal. If the 16 is not in the universal, you cannot write at set R. So that's how you do it. Okay, so for A, only 3 marks. Now let's do B. They asked you to draw a Venn diagram to show the relation between all sets that you mentioned in 13A. So all sets, it will P, Q, R, but there's universal. So you have to put universal also. So usually universal, we have to draw a rectangle, like a box. So is there any way I can draw a box? Okay, so box. Okay, something like this. No need to be so cantik. Okay. Okay, make it bigger. Okay, like this. I think it's good enough. So this is how I put the universal set. Yeah, universal set. So okay, let's write nicely. So the universal symbol is like this, like this, like this, like this. All right, now they want you to draw a Venn diagram, right? So we already have our universal set. Now we still have to draw PQR. Okay, this one all we'll use circle. Okay, but let me tell you, if your PQR got 3 set, and if they have intersection, it can either look like this or it can either look like this. Okay, if they have intersection lah. But if there's no intersection, of course, you can separate all 3, or maybe like maybe 2, 1 separate, something like this, right? But if they have intersection, okay, if they have intersection, they usually it either look like this or like this, or maybe like this lah. It can look like this also, right? It means where only 2 sets have intersection, the other one don't have, right? So if you look at P, Q, and R, how we should draw our circle? Is it like this, number 1, number 2, or number 3? So is there any intersection? So we can see P, Q, R, ada tak satu elemen yang tiga ada? So we have 6, 6, but this one don't have 6. We have 9, 9, Q and R have 9, but P don't have 9. So actually, can we draw like this? Can we draw like this? Cannot, because if I draw like this, it doesn't work. Let's try to put PQR like this, because this will be the PQ intersection, this will be the QR intersection. PQ intersection is 6, so I'll put 6 here, right? But I have to put dot lah, and then the QR intersection will be, what is the QR intersection? It'll be 9, right? But PR also have intersection. PR also have intersection 4. So I don't have any space to write the 4 already, because PR tak ada sentuh. Then why not we use number 3? Number 3 also cannot, because I show you why already. Because P and Q got intersection, Q and R got intersection, P and R also have intersection. So I can't draw it like this, I can't draw it like this. So the only way I should draw this is number 1. But if I draw it number 1, there's also one space that we have to empty it, which is this space. We have to leave it empty because, okay, I'll show you why. So first I'll draw like this, I'll draw like this, and then I'll draw like this, right? So this will be my P, Q, R. Of course, you can draw like this also, okay? Like satu atas, dua bawah pun boleh, or dua atas, satu bawah. So now we will try to list down all the elements. And first thing first, if we will look at this part. So this is the PQ intersection. So PQ have intersection. PQ intersection is 6, 6, right? So PQ intersection is 6, so I'll write 6 here. But I cannot write the 6 here because I told you why already. Because dia tak ada tiga intersection punya element. Because tak ada satu element sini yang all the 3 sets have. Tak ada, right? So that's why this space have to be empty. And then what about this part? This part is Q and R punya intersection. So Q and R only is 9, 9. So this is 9. And then what about P and R only? P and R only is 4 only, right? And I repeat one more time, tak ada satu element dekat sini yang tiga ada. If have, then I have to write in the middle. And then now we check, but now we try to put outside. So P have 2, 4, 6, 8. So which one I left out? 2 and 8, right? So this will be P lah, 2, 4, 6, 8 like that. Q, that should be have 3, 6, 9. So Q, inside Q must have 3, 6, 9. So 6 and 9 have already, 3 must be here then. Okay, the empty middle, the middle empty. And then set R is 1, 4, 9. So this is 1 and 4, 9. Okay, and then check the universal also. So universal must have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1 tak ada, so I have to write. And then 2, 3, 4, 5. This one, what is this? Oh, this one is 1, right? So 1 no need already lah, because 1 have already. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 5, and then 6 have already, 7 don't have, and then 8, 9. Okay. It means if your Venn diagram have 2 repeating element, means you did something wrong already. All elements can other subcategories. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the whole Venn diagram only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like that. Okay. So this is how you do it. And don't forget to put dot. Okay. The dot indicates element. The dot means element. If you don't put the dot, you just write 5, then it means number of elements already. If you don't put the dot, then become wrong already. So now let's do the last part, which is C. C, they want you to find bracket P intersect Q union R complement. So let's write it down. P intersect Q close bracket union R complement. First, I will find P intersect Q first lah. So what is P intersect Q? So you can refer here P and Q. What is their intersection? 6 only. Wait, is it? Yeah, 6 only ma. So just 6 lah. So P intersect Q is 6. And then union with R complement. What is R complement means? It means everything except R. What do I mean by everything? It means everything in the universal set. Everything in the universal. Everything in the universal except R. Okay, R is 149. So everything except 149 will be 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, let me explain a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, except 1, 4, 9. So 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, like that. Okay, or you can look at the diagram also. Everything except R means I cover this. So it'll be 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, like this. Okay, so now you can do your union already. So when you union means that take everything. Okay, take everything. So it'll be 2, 3, 5, 6. Okay, 6 ada 2 kali, but tulis sekali saja, please. And then 7, 8. So these are all the elements for this operation. And then they want you to find the n. So they want to find n, but this time bracket what? P intersect Q union R complement. Did you notice this one is same with this one? It's just that now they want you to find the n. They got put the n. So what is n? Bilangan unsur. Bilangan unsur means they want to write the number of elements. So number of elements, we just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The answer is 6. But this time don't put the bracket. Number of elements don't have to put bracket. Okay. Only elements, when you write elements, you have to put bracket and you have to put dot. But when it's number of elements, we don't put dot in the Venn diagram. And also we don't use curly bracket. Okay. So yeah, 不可能到啦. All right. So that's how you do it. Very simple. Okay. Now let's move on to number 14. This is transformation. This chapter is very important, this transformation chapter, because it comes out all the time in paper 1 and paper 2. Paper 2 always come out one. Paper 2 this is one of the chapter yang you wajib belajar one, because it will wajib come out one. All right. Okay, so let's read the question. Diagram 8 shows 3 irregular. Irregular means they are not same sides. Okay, they are not same sides. If regular means what? All same sides. And also you need to know something. If it's regular, all the angle will be same. All the interior angle will be same, because all the sides same already ma. So all the angle also same. Okay, all the angle will be same. Okay, let's continue. A, B, C, D, E, F, P, Q, R, S, T, U, P, J, K, L, M, N. Let's check. A, B, C, D, E, F. Where is it? This one lah. And then where is P, Q, R, S, T, U? Where is it? The big one. Okay. And then P, J, K, L, M, N. Okay, this one, the small one. And then they say drawn on a Cartesian plane. But now we still don't know which one object, which one image. So you jangan cakap, oh, sir, of course the big one is image lah. No such thing. You cannot assume like that. You have to read the question. Okay, but A, they never ask you to do that first. A says what? You see, A asks you to find what? Transformation G is translation 3, -1. So 3 here means ke kanan, 1 here means ke bawah. Okay, nombor atas is for pergerakan kiri kanan. Nombor bawah is for pergerakan atas bawah. 3 is ke kanan because positive, -1 ke bawah because negative. And then state the coordinate of image of R. Nasib baik I got read this line. So state the image of R means R is the what? R is the object. So R, this is R. What's the R coordinate? 6, 7. This is the object. It means later when I do this question, I have to start from R because R is the object. And then they want you to do under combined transformation G square, which is G 2 kali. So I will write my answer here maybe. So for my A answer, I'll write here. So my R is 6, 7. But then I will put arrow, bracket, arrow, bracket. Why 2 arrow? Because 2 transformation, G square. Okay, G square means GG. But remember, you have to do belakang punya transformation first. But this one doesn't matter lah, because both is G. Okay, but you still need to know that you need to know what belakang punya transformation dulu. So let's do transformation G. What is G? Translation 3 negative 1. The answer will be 9, 6. And you do again, it will be 12, 5. Hey, sir, how come you can do so fast? Okay, actually 3 negative 1, I told you already. It's ke kanan 3 ke bawah 1. So what you do? Ke kanan 3, 1, 2, 3, and then ke bawah 1. So this is your R prime. Okay, or you can say the first answer, but not the final answer lah. So what is the first answer? 9, 6. You see, 9, 6, right? And then how to get the but you have to do it again, right? So 1, 2, 3 ke kanan, and then 1 ke bawah. So this is your final answer. So I call it R double prime. So this one is 12, 5. So 12, 5. That's how you do it. But how come I do it so fast? How come I never kira kotak also I can do? Actually, I teach in class already. You can, if you want to do fast, you can just take what? Take the X coordinate tambah nombor atas, take the Y coordinate tambah nombor bawah. So how I do it just now so fast is I just take 6 plus 3, I get 9, and then 7 plus negative 1 is 6. And then I do it again. 9 plus 3, 12, 6 minus 1, 5, 7. All right, that's how I do it. That's the fast way. Okay, now go to B. B, this is the one baru dia guna yang the irregular hexagon just now. So let's read the soalan. Hexagon ABCDEF is image of hexagon PQRSTU under combined transformation VW. Describe transformation W and V. Okay, how I teach you this in class? Siapa ingat? I teach you terus describe meh? No, right? You cannot terus describe. You have to write down the arrow first. Because you, if you terus describe, you will do wrong one, because you don't know who's the object, who's the image. So every time they mention siapa image, siapa object, make sure you draw nicely the arrow. And why I draw 2 arrow? Because 2 transformation. Tapi you have to know siapa paling depan, siapa paling belakang. Let's read again. ABCDEF is the image of PQRSTU under 2 transformation. So ABCDF must be the paling belakang one, because this is the image. And then PQRSTU must be the paling depan one. And then in the middle, the arrow, that will be the transformation. But which one first? If they say VW means W first, followed by V. So this is transformation W, this is transformation V. Then this middle one, we can look at the diagram. Okay, we can look at the diagram, then we will know siapa duduk sini. So PQRSTU, ABCDF. PQRSTU is the first one. This is the first one. See, I told you already. It doesn't mean that the biggest, the besar one is the image. You see, this one is the besar one is the object. And then ABCDF is the last one. So the missing one is PJKLMN lah. This one is the only one yang dia tak kena mention dekat sini. So that must be the missing one is this PJKLMN. That's what we put here. All right. After we write this arrow thing, now only we describe. Now only we write number 1, and then we write transformation. W is blah 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 blah. And then second one, transformation. V is blah 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 blah. Okay. So remember, this is very important. Even though tak ada markah, but you have to write this first, right? So now let's try to describe transformation W from PQRSTU to PJKLMN. I think it's enlargement. Very obvious. Why enlargement? PQRSTU, this is so big. And then PJKLMN, it becomes smaller already. So this is definitely enlargement. But when you describe enlargement, there's still you have to mention dua perkara penting. Satu perkara yang penting yang you kena mention is the COE, which is the center of enlargement. And another thing is the K. K is the scale factor. You find it by taking the length of image bahagi length of object. Length, not area. Okay, length. So let's find the center of enlargement. Okay, very easy. P. P is the center. Why I cakap macam tu? Because this is the, how to say, this is the only point yang before enlarge and after enlarge tak ada tukar tempat. You see, J, okay, before enlarge is, okay, J and Q, and then R, K to R. J dengan Q kawan, K dengan R kawan, L dengan S kawan, T dengan M kawan, U dengan N kawan. But P, dia kawan dengan dia sendiri kan. So that's the enlargement center lah. Okay, or you can use the drawing lines punya cara, because I teach in class is like I teach students to draw lines, right? It means you choose 2 corresponding point, and then you do garis, and then garis, and then you see the intersection point. Can also, you will get P also, believe me, right? So I know it's P. So let's write down here. Transformation W is enlargement. Okay, enlargement at center P. Do you remember the format? You have to write like this, at center P. Or you can also write the coordinate if you want. The P is what? 2, 5, right? So if you don't want to write P, you want to write 2, 5 like that, also can. Okay, but the best way is to write both. If you write both, your teacher cannot argue with you. Just straight away like write both like this. At center P 2, 5. And then with scale factor. With scale factor of, okay, what is the scale factor? I told you already, scale factor formula is image divide object. So what is the image? Okay, we can choose this QR garisan, and the corresponding length here is JK, right? Of course, you can take other garisan also, but just make sure if you take other garisan, like for example ST, then you have to compare it to LM, right? Because have to be corresponding, have to be sepadan, okay? So QR, JK. So QR is 2 kotak, 2 unit. JK is 1 unit. Now I want to ask you, your scale factor is 2/1 or 1/2? It's image divide object leh. So if you don't forget which one image, which one object, look back to your arrow. Can you see your PJKLMNN is the image, PQRSTU is your object? It means you have to take 1/2. Okay, because your image now is this one, PJKLMN, is the small one. The small one is the image. So it means now the length of image is 1, and then the length of object is 2. Okay. But some students, they will say, hey sir, but this one, the image getting smaller. So if the image getting smaller means the scale factor must be negative. Hey, no such thing. Negative. When your image gets smaller, your scale factor won't be negative. Your scale factor will just be lesser than 1. Right? Scale factor negative is only when your object and image is at the opposite direction. The negative is only for direction. Okay. So this one, the big one is the object, the small one is the image. So the image getting smaller, it means your scale factor is less than 1, 1/2. Okay, like that. All right. So very important concept to understand. So I hope you all understand. Okay, second one, transformation V. V is from PJKLMN, ABCDEF. So we just continue from where we left off just now. So we start from this big one, right? And after we start from this big one, we do enlargement, so it becomes smaller already. And then this one, now it ends up, it become this, right? So what we do now is we have to describe. So we all know this one to this one is not enlargement because they are same size, and they are not translation because the orientation sudah tukar. If you look at this, the tajam one is pointing towards to the kiri kanan, to the left, towards the left and right. But now the tajam one already pointing up down. So obviously the orientation sudah tukar. So it's either reflection or rotation. And do you remember how I teach you in class? How to know whether it's reflect or rotate? We bought garisan, right? So how we do garisan? How we do garisan? We have to join all the lines. And if our lines look like this, all parallel, then it's reflection. But if our lines look like this, it's a rotation 180 degree. And guess what? If it's look like this, then that intersection point is the center of rotation already. But if it doesn't look like this, it looks like very messy one, then it's a rotation 90 degree. For this case, you have to find the center yourself. And I teach you using compass, right? Okay, so how do we know whether it's reflection or rotate 180 or rotate 90? We have to draw lines. So let's draw lines. But you don't have to draw many lines actually. If you draw 3 lines, you can see the pattern already. So just 3 lines is enough. So L have to garis to who? You don't see main garis. L is to D, right? L dengan D. And then draw M pula. So M dengan siapa? N dengan E lah. And then draw one more. Let's draw K to F. K to C. K to C. So yeah, like that. Okay, I don't think I have to keep drawing already because actually you want to keep drawing also can. J to B, P to A, N to F. You want to draw all lines also can. But actually when you draw, but if you want to see which one, you just draw 3 lines, you can see already. So we can see all my lines it's not parallel. So definitely it's not reflection. And it's not rotation 180 degree because if it's rotation 180 degree, all 3 lines will intersect at a specific point or the same point. This one got intersect, but this point, this line takde intersect. So I don't think it's rotate 180. So it belongs to the rotation 90 degree. So now I know for sure this is a rotation 190 degree. But do you know when it's rotation, you have to write three perkara, right? You have to write the direction, okay? Direction, which is clockwise or anti-clockwise, and you have to write the angle, which is 90 or 180, and you also have to write the center, okay, the center of rotation, okay, and you have to write all these three. If you want to get full mark, you have to write all this. Okay, so how to find your rotation center, angle, and direction? Okay, I already know the rotation angle is 90 from all the lines just now, but is it clockwise or anti-clockwise? Okay, that one we don't know yet, but that one we have to find center. That one we have to find center. But how to find center? I teach in class using compass. So we use compass lah. But when we use compass, we will use back all these lines we draw, but only two lines. We only use two lines. So I will use two lines to draw, right? So I will show you what I already do just now. Because this one, by when I using computer, it's very hard to show you using compass, right? So I cannot use compass to demonstrate to you. So I do it earlier already. So I will skip this. I will take you here. Okay, so this is the one I do it just now. So can you see I choose only two lines, LD and KC. So let's go back to the previous one. So I choose these two lines. It means I erase this line. I erase this line. So I erase this. Okay, how do you erase? So I erase this line. Okay, and then I choose. Sorry. I erase this. I erase this line. Okay, I erase this line. So you can choose any two lines you want, but hey, remember, when you choose any two lines, make sure the two lines are not parallel. So if let's say I choose L, okay, this one originally where ME, right? Is it? Yeah. So if I choose, what if I choose LD and ME? I choose these two lines and I use compass to draw perpendicular bisector. Then it will be very difficult. It will be very susah because LD and ME, these two lines are parallel. So later when I do compass, it will be very difficult for me to find the intersection. So try to choose any two lines you draw, but make sure they are not parallel. Make sure they are not parallel. That's why I didn't choose LD and ME. I erase this. I choose these two lines. These two lines, they are not parallel. That's why it's easy to find intersection. Yeah, and now we will use compass and do the perpendicular bisector. Do you know how to do use compass? First we will choke the K, and the pencil we have to buka until C. Actually, it doesn't matter lah. You buka until where also can. So you can like lebih kurang lah, buka until C, and then you buat atas, buat bawah. And then now you terbalik. Now the tajam one you cucuk C, the tajam one cucuk C, and then lukis atas, lukis bawah, and then draw a line like this. And then repeat the same thing with LD. Cucuk L, buat sini, cucuk buat atas bawah, and then tukar tempat D, cucuk sini, and then draw, right? And then there should be an intersection point. But of course, you have to use compass. Don't be like me. Like this one, I didn't even use ruler. That's why my one is look very ugly one. So let me show you the one I do just now. So I will go back to the page. This is how it will look like. Okay, this is how it will look like. So focus on the red color and the blue line, the red line and the red line and the blue line. Okay, because that's the compass line. Okay, don't look at the black line. The black line is not the. Some student they will tell me something like, sir, this one in the intersection, or maybe this one, or maybe this one, or maybe this one. Hey, all this is not the intersection point. This one, you don't look at the black color line. The black color line is the one you draw using ruler one. I want the one that you draw after using compass. This line you draw before using compass, so we don't care about these two lines. Okay, so we only use this line to draw perpendicular bisector. So for the LD, I get the red color line, and then for my KC, the perpendicular bisector is this. So when I look at the center, I have to look at the red line and the blue line. It means the compass line lah. So this is my intersection, which is 8, 6. Okay, you try yourself using your compass lah. I cannot show you the process because this is I'm using laptop. Okay, I'm using. Okay, I cannot. Yeah, I can't use compass on my laptop screen. So the center is 8, 6. You can try it yourself. Make sure you really try. Because if exam come out, you don't know how to find rotation center, then finish it. Okay. Oh, by the way, I have to do something else. Once I know my center, I can straight away put a cross. I can straight away put a cross. So I'll put a cross like this. Why? Why you want to put a cross? To see whether it's a clockwise or anti-clockwise. So tell me now, it's going from here to here or here to here? So which one is the object now for my rotation? This is my object, this is my image. Okay, if you look carefully, just now I show you the arrow already. You see the arrow from PJKLMN to ABCDEF. Now we are describing transformation V. So PJKLMN is the starting, and then ABCDEF is where you are going. So you start from PJKLMN. That is why the direction should be like this. PJKLMN, which is this, to this. So the how to say, the direction is like this. And if the direction is like this, it's anti-clockwise. It's lawan arah jam. Okay. But some student will say, hey sir, what if I go clockwise? Can also, but if you go clockwise, it will be clockwise 270 degree, because it will be clockwise 90, clockwise 180, clockwise 270. Okay. But usually, but for me, I will just write anti-clockwise 90. Okay. I will just write anti-clockwise 90. Okay. So there's actually two ways to answer this lah. You can write 90 degree, anti-clockwise, or you can also say 270-degree clockwise. Okay. But I would do it like this. All right. I will write like this. And don't forget, after you write the direction, after you write the angle, you have to write the rotation center. So it's rotation 90 degree anti-clockwise, about center, ataupun you can write at center, can also. Okay. Or you want to use Bahasa Melayu, if you use Bahasa Melayu, then all these words change to Bahasa Melayu. Okay, what is the center of rotation just now? 8,6. Is it 8,6? I forgot already. Let's go back. Yeah, 8,6, right? Okay, so that's how you do it. Okay, let's go to C. So this is how you get full mark. Okay, given the hexagon PQRSTU represents area of 68. Okay, let's go to PQRSTU. Oh, by the way, PQRSTU is the object. Don't forget that. So PQRSTU is 68. So the big one, the big one, PQRSTU, the big one, the whole one, including this, is 68. 68 cm square. Calculate area of ABCDEF. Okay, when talking about area in this chapter 5, we always use what formula? Satu saja formula. So you have to remember the formula. Area of image equals to K square times area of object, right? And what is the image in this case? We can refer this arrow thing. So my area will be, my image will be ABC. Okay, first of all, what's my object? My object have to write PQRSTU. Okay, PQRSTU, because this is the first one, the object, the first object, PQRSTU. But for my image, you can write PJKLMMN, and you can also write ABCDEF. It doesn't matter which one you write, because ABCDEF area and PJKLMN area is the same, right? So you want to write ABCDEF also can. You want to write PJKLMN also can. Let's say I write PJKLMN. Okay. But sir, they want to find ABCDEF punya area. I told you already. When you get your PJKLMN area, your ABCDF area will follow the same value, because they are the same size. PJKLMN and ABCDF is the same size. Tengok. PJKLMN and ABCDF is the same size. So nothing much to worry about here. And don't forget, tengah-tengah here is have to masuk the scale factor K, and the scale factor just now is 1/2, right? So 1/2 square here. So what is 1/2 square? It's 1/4. You can use your calculator lah. 1 square is 1 lah, and 2 square is 4. And then times, and then just now they give us PQRSTU is 68 already. So here put 68 lah. And now you will just press 68. What do you get? 17. 17. And don't forget, you follow the unit cm square. But this is PJKLMN area. They ask for ABCDEF. Okay, you can write again lah. Area of ABCDEF will also be 17. Why? I told you already, because they are the same size. Okay. So that's how you do it. Okay, very simple. Just remember the formula. Or maybe you want to straight from how to say, you just write ABCDF here. Can also. Okay. If you write like that, then you don't have to write satu baris lagi lah. So benda yang sama. Okay, number 15, the last question for section B, right? And then and then 16, 17 will be section C already. Okay, let's read. The table 3 shows the time span in hours. Okay. On revising in a week by 32 students. So the total here is 32. Okay, total number of students. And this one is measures of dispersion. But this one is ungrouped data. Why I call it ungrouped data? Because there's no class here. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It means how many students revise 1 hour? 2 students. And then how many students revise 2 hours? 5 students revise 2 hours. 6 students revise 3 hours. 9 students revise 4 hours, and so on. And then total 32 students. So this one is ungrouped data, and then they say calculate the range, interquartile range, standard deviation of this distribution. Okay, so only one range. 8 marks are worth. Walao. Okay, so let's do it. So okay, first I want to find range, right? So soalan A, Let's find the range. Range means you take the maximum value minus the minimum value. So it'll be 10 minus 1. And then you will get 9. Some student might ask, hey, sir, why not you take 9 minus 1? Hey, hello, that's the frequency. Frequency where cannot minus. If I say 1, number 2, do you know what it means? It means time 1 hours. Okay, when I survey, when I ask the student how many hours he study, he jawab 1, so I record 1. But then the second student also jawab 1. That's what it means. And then 2, 5 here means what? 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 like that. And then and so on. If you keep going, the highest number is 10 lah. And then the smallest number is 1. That's why the range will be 10 minus 1. Okay. Yang bawah ini semua F. F is frequency. Okay, F is frequency. Okay, now for my interquartile range. Okay, how to find my interquartile range? My interquartile range, other formula, Q3 minus Q1. But first, you need to get your Q2 first. Okay, what is Q2? The median lah. You need to get the median. So let me explain how. First thing first is, we know there's 32 numbers. So remember this, if there's 32 numbers, it means, okay, let me present it like this. So it means there's total 32 numbers. 32 numbers. So what is the half? What is the median? What is the Q2, the half? Some students will say 16, but it's wrong. It's wrong. It's not 16. It's 16.5. Remember, median actually for Q2, there is one formula. It will be n plus 1 divided 2. But this one, I'll write TH here. Okay, what is TH? It means this is not the median answer. This is the kedudukan, the position. The position. And then the n, you will masuk how many numbers in total. So got 32, right? So you put 32 plus 1 divide 2. So it will be 32 plus 1 is 33, divide 2 is 16.5. But the median is not 16.5. This is not the median. This means the median is at the 16.5 position. So the half will be in between the 16th value and the 17th value. All right. But how do we know which one is the 16 value and the 17 value? Okay, it's very easy. You just find the cumulative frequency. If I say time is 1, number is 2, it means the first number and the second number is 1. And if I say, then what about the third number? Starting from the third number, it's 2 already. But until 7th, it means the third number, the fourth number, the fifth number, the sixth number, the seventh number, all this number is 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Okay, that's what it means. That's why I got 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay, because number of students is 5. You understand? And then let's keep going. What about starting from the 8th value? The 8th value is 3 already. But until where? You take 7 plus 6. What is 7 plus 6? 13. It means from the 8th number until the 13th number, they are all 3. And there's how many 3? 6, 3. And then 14 until what? You take 13 plus 9, which is 22. Okay, and then starting from the 23 number, the 23rd number, until what? Okay, take 22 plus 6, which is 28. And then here will be 29, and then take the previous number plus 28 plus 2, 30. And then what about this one? 31 until, okay, this one started until, because the frequency is 1. It means the 31st value is 7. And that's all. Because only 1 7 only. So the 31st value is 7, and then the 32nd value is 10. Dia tak ada sampai mana because the frequency is 1. That's what it means. So now we know our median, our Q2 is in between 16 and 17, right? So 16 and 17, the 16 value is what? Is 4. The 17 value is 4 because from 14th value until 22 value, they are all 4s. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, all 4, 4, 4, 4. So the Q2, the median will be 4 plus 4 divide 2, right? But I don't want the Q2. I want the Q1 and the Q3. So how to get my Q1? From your first half, find the middle. From your second half, find the middle. That's how you get your Q1 and Q3. So tell me now, in your first half, got how many numbers? Got 16 numbers only, Got 16 numbers only because your Q2 is at 16.5, right? So this one all we don't take out already. So the first half now got 16 numbers. So if got 16 numbers, the half will be where? Some of you will tell me 8, but it's wrong. 16 half is not 8. You cannot take 16 divide 2. You have to take 16 plus 1 first. Then only divide 2. All right. So your Q1 is at which position? 17 divide 2. Let's press. It's 8.5, right? So make sure you do it the right way. So this is the 8.5. But you don't tell me the Q1 is 8.5. No, I tell you already. This one is the kedudukan. This formula we use to find the position. So 8.5 means what? In between the 8th number and the 9th number. So now we know our Q1. Now we know our Q1. So our Q1 will be the 8th value plus with the 9th value divide by 2. So siapa yang duduk dekat kedudukan ke-8? So the 8th value is what? Is 3. And then what is the 9th value? 3 also, and then divide by 2, you will get 3. Let me explain. I write down here already, the position from the 8th value to the 13th value, they are all 3s. This one is all 8 to 13 lah, 3, 3, 3, 3. So the 8th value and 9th value is 3 like that. What about your Q3? What about your Q3? Okay, your Q3 will be the second half punya middle. Just now Q1 is the first half punya middle, now second half punya middle. So what do you think? What do you think? Where do you think is the Q3? It will be in between which position? Which kedudukan? Q1 is in between 8 and 9 punya kedudukan. What about here? Dekat mana? Okay, very easy. You just look at this. 8 how to become 16? 8 how to become 16? Plus 8, right? So how do you think I will get this value? 16 plus 8, which is 24. It means your Q3 will be in between 24 and 25. Understand? It means okay, like this this one is 16 to 17 middle, and then this one is 8 to 9 middle, but this one you don't know, right? Okay, you just check like that. If you want to know this number, you want to know this number in front here, you just take out the front number lah. 8 plus 8 here, 16. 16 plus 8 also do this, 24, 25 lah. So the Q3 is actually in the 24 and 25th position punya middle. So what you do is you have to take the 24th value plus with the 25th value divide by 2. And what is the 24th value? Okay, you look at what I write here lah. From 23, 23rd to 28th value, they are all 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. So what is your 24 and 25th value? 5 and 5. So this one is 5. The 25th value also 5. So what is 5 plus 5 divided 2? 5 also. Now we can finally find our IQR, which is the interquartile range. So my interquartile range is what? Interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1, 5 minus 3, I get 2. So this is my interquartile range. So this is my range answer. This is my interquartile range answer. Now let's see what else they want. Standard deviation. Okay, standard deviation got formula one. So what is the formula for standard deviation? Standard deviation got square root one. Square root, and then the formula will be garis and then tolak bracket square. Okay, what you do here? What you have to write here? Sigma means sum. Sum of what? X square divide by what? Divide by n and then minus mean square. Yeah, that's the formula, right? But there's also another version got frequency. It'll be sum of fx square divide by sum of f minus mean square. Okay, this formula we will use when it's a group data, ataupun other frequency. For example, this question they got frequency, so we will not use this. We will use this formula, right? But I want you to know, if one day the table they give you is a group data, you have to find midpoint. If it's a group data, because group data, they will give you class here, like 1 to 5, 2 to 1 to 5, and then 6 to maybe 10, something like that. Then the one got class, you have to find midpoint already. Your midpoint will be your x. But this is not a group data. This is ungrouped data. So this is your f. This is your f. And then this is your x. The time, this is your x. So the DV formula you will use, this one. All right. So let's write down the formula again here. So standard deviation. Let's write here. So standard deviation formula is square root the sum of fx square divided by the sum of frequency minus the mean square. It means I have to find the mean first, right? And when we find mean, we just take all the values add together. So what I have to do is I have to take 1 plus 1, and then plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 5 kali, and then plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 6 kali, plus 4 9 kali, plus 5 6 kali. So why not you just take 1 times 2, because 1 ada 2 kali, 2 ada 5 kali, so just take 2 times 5, and then plus 3 times 6, and then plus 4 times 9, plus 5 times 6, plus 6 times 2, plus 7 times 1, which is 7, and then plus 10 times 1, which is 10. And then everything over the total frequency 32. But I want to mention one more time, if this is a group data, remember to find midpoint. Okay, if it's a group data, you have to find midpoint. It means you will not take 1 times 2, 2 times, you'll take the midpoint of the class times 2, like that, right? If it's a group data lah. But this one ungrouped, that's why you can do it like this. Okay, so what is the total here? Let me use calculator to press. Okay, 1 times 2 is 2, and then plus 10, plus 18, plus 36, plus 30, plus 12, plus 17. 125. And then divide 32. 125 divided 32, 3.90625. Okay. Usually, if the decimal got, how to say, got a lot of decimal places, I will write in fraction. But this one, they only stop dekat sini, right? If you change to fraction, it's 125 over 32. Can also lah. But I want to find standard deviation later. So I need to sub this inside the standard deviation formula. So I will prefer writing it like this. All right. So now I can find my standard deviation. So my standard deviation will be what? Square root. Okay, square root. And then the formula is what? Sum of frequency times x squared, right? Sum of frequency times x squared. So it will be like this. And then minus the mean square. The mean I know already is 3.90625, but I have to square later. Okay, now for my here, what I have to write? Okay, if you look at the formula, it says what? Frequency have to darab with x square. Okay, the square only x sahaja yang square tau. Frequency tak ada square. You don't tell me both square. You don't tell me everything square. All, two number also have to square. No, 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 no. You only square dekat x sahaja. So only square dekat x sahaja means you take what? The 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square, 5 square, 6 square, 7 square, 10 square only. The frequency tak ada square. Ataupun you boleh cakap macam tu. If you want to take frequency times x square, sama tak kalau saya ambil x square darab frequency? Sama je, betul? So what you do is you can actually do it like this. You salin whatever you write at the mean just now. 1 times 2, you just copy. 1 times 2, and then 2 times 5, and then 3 times 6, and then 4 times 9, and then 5 times 6, and then 6 times 2. Okay, this one is 7 times 1, 10 times 1, right? Yeah, 7 times 1, 10 times 1. So 7 times 1, and then 10 times 1, right? This one not enough space already. Let me do this. Okay, how can I fix this? Okay, let's just erase this first lah. Okay, so wait. Okay, plus 7 times 1, and then 10 times 1, right? And then over the sum of frequency is 32, but you have to tambah square. You have to tambah square. But you don't tell me tambah dekat 2, 5, 6, 9. Wrong, wrong. Remember, the formula already mentioned, don't put the square at the frequency, put at the x. It means you tambah at your x. Which one is your x? Look at your table, which one is your x? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. So you only tambah dekat nombor depan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. But sir, the formula says tambah square belakang. Yeah lah, I know, but because this one, the formula says frequency times x square. But I write x times frequency. That's why I have to tambah depan lah. So it's the same thing actually. It's the same. And don't forget, you have to minus with what? You have to minus with the mean. Okay, let me make it like this. Okay, like this. Now you can see it more clearly already. So the square root, you still have to minus with mean square. The mean is 3.90625. Are you? 3.90625 bracket square, right? So now your standard deviation would be square root, and then we press all of this. So how we press? Okay, I'll press very fast. 1 square times 2 plus 2 square times 5, which is 4 times 5, and then plus 3 square, which is 9 times 6, plus 4 square, 16 times 9, plus 5 square, 25 times 6, plus 6 square, 36 times 2, plus 7 square, 49, and then plus 10 square, 100. Okay, I get 591 divide 32 minus bracket 3.90625 square. Now your standard deviation will be answer divide 32 minus bracket 3.90625 close bracket square. Okay, I get very ugly answer. And then square root answer. 1.7916, so 1.792. 1.792 lah. Okay, usually we write 4 significant figures, right? So this is the answer. Boleh? Now we still have B to do. Okay, we already do all this. We still have B. Hey, what if they want variance? Okay, variance, the formula will be same, just without the square root. Okay, so very straightforward. Okay, let's continue. B says what? Okay, B I will I will write here. So for my B, it says state which dispersion is more appropriate to use to describe more of the revision time or for this group of students. So they ask which dispersion is more appropriate. So what is the all the measures of dispersion yang kita sudah belajar? Why this thing? Wait. Okay. All right. So for dispersion, we have four. Measures of dispersion, we have four. We have range, we have interquartile range, we have variance, we have standard deviation. And there is still one more thing, it's called measures of central tendency. Measures of central tendency. This one this one is the one yang ada mean, median, mode. Mean, median, mode. Right? This one is measures of central tendency. Right? But you have to know this also. This one is called sukatan. Measures of dispersion is called sukatan serakan, but this one is called sukatan kecenderungan memusat. Yeah, memusat, central tendency. So this one is a mean, median mode, right? But for measures of dispersion got four lah. So they are asking which of these four is more appropriate to use to describe this data. Okay, this data is about what? It's about revision time. Time for students to revision. So let's all learn what is the advantage and disadvantage for using all this dispersion. The first thing is range. Okay, range. Range is the easiest one to calculate because you just take the what? Take the maximum value tolak minimum. So range, the advantage is easiest to calculate. Easiest to calculate. But what is the disadvantage here? Cannot provide good overview. Cannot provide good overview of the distribution. Overview of distribution. Because you are just taking the maximum value minus minimum value. So you are ignoring all the values in between where the frequency is higher. You understand? Because the frequency is high in the middle part, but you're only taking the maximum minus minimum. And sometimes so yeah lah, that's the idea lah. Okay, next is the interquartile range. Interquartile range, what you have to know is usually is very good when it have outlier. Okay, IQR. So I will say what? Good when there is outlier. Okay, what is outlier? Outlier means ada satu nombor yang like extreme value, like terlalu besar atau terlalu kecil. Because when there is a value like this, using range is not good because you will include the outlier inside your data, and your data will be, how to say, less less like the range is not very good to measure. Okay, but the interquartile range, we didn't take the paling belakang paling depan, we take like second half punya middle, first half punya middle. That's why it's good when there is outlier lah. And then what about variance and standard deviation? Okay, variance and standard deviation we use only when we want to compare, when we want to compare two sets of data. So there's no two data to compare here. So the best answer here is interquartile range, because this, if you look at this data, yang revision 1 hour got 2 and then blah, 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 a lot of stuff here. And if you look at all the hours, it's 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, 5 hour, 6 hour, 7 hour, but there's no 8 hour, 9 hour. And then got one student revised 10 hours, but only one, only one. So we can actually say this is it's a value that, how to say, very different from this. And only one student yang revise 10 hours. Okay, dia bukan macam banyak tau, satu saja. So it's good that we don't take this in our calculation. So range is not appropriate ataupun not the best, not the best way to describe this data. So IQR is way better. IQR is much more better because IQR you take the Q3 minus Q1. So for B, your answer you will just write interquartile range. Interquartile range. But they never say reason, right? They just say state which dispersion measure is to describe. So interquartile range. And the reason is you can also say because interquartile range is good when there is outlier. You can write this reason also if you want. But this question they only 1 mark and they never ask you to write. So you don't have to write. They never ask you to write reason. Okay, finally we at section C already. I don't know how long I've been recording, but very long time lah because it's a paper 2 video. So let's just continue. Okay, section C, they want you to answer any one question, but I will do both. I will do both. So let's do number 16. Okay, let's read. Sharikat SHF company is a company that cares a lot about its employees. Why they need to mention this? This is so useless. Okay, so I don't care. Okay, I don't care that you care about your employee. Okay, so skip that. I don't care. Okay, not important. Okay, A. The company employs X unskilled workers and Y skilled workers for a recent task. The daily wages for an unskilled worker is 50 ringgit, for the skilled worker is 100 ringgit, respectively. The employment of workers is based on the following constraints. So we have 1, 2, 3, and then number 1, they say write 3 inequality. Okay, this is from 4 chapter 6. It's called linear inequality, this chapter. So what you have to do now is, whenever I teach, I always teach students to write the arrow punya benda dulu. What is arrow? Means you write down separate X, separate Y dulu. Of course, you can straight away write the inequality, but I see a lot of students, they will bot salah one. Because they always confuse which one X, which one Y. So I always teach to write what? Separate X, separate Y. Unskilled workers is X, so unskilled. So let's call it unskilled. And then arrow X. And then skilled punya workers, the bilangan is Y. So X and Y represents bilangan here. And what is the daily wages for unskilled worker? 50 ringgit for one unskilled worker. But there's X worker, so 50X. And don't forget this is RM. Because it's wages, there's like gaji. And then 100 Y lah. Okay. After you write this, then only you write 3 inequalities. All right. So what is the first inequality? Total number of workers is at least 30. We are talking about number, not wages. So you take X plus Y. Alright, because X plus Y represents number ataupun bilangan. So X plus Y at least bigger sama dengan 30. At least sekurang-kurangnya means it cannot be less than 30. It has to be bigger or sama dengan. That's what it means. Sudah siap? Second one talking about total wages. So kalau cerita pasal wages, we have to tengok belakang sini already. So now they say total wages for all worker is not more than 4,000. So for all workers, so 50X plus 100Y lah. But what's the symbol this time? Not more than, tak melebihi. Tak melebihi means smaller sama dengan lah. Tak boleh melebihi. So boleh kecil ataupun sama dengan. Sama dengan pun boleh. Just tak boleh lebih mah. Tak boleh lebih tapi sama dengan boleh. So smaller sama dengan 4,000. So all got RM1. But if can kecilkan, I always say kecilkan. So you can divide by 50. Divide by 50, use calculator. Divide by 50 is 80. Okay, let's try this calculator. Okay, let me press divide 50. Yeah, really you get 80. So that's the answer lah. Siap already. Okay, now for my third inequality, the ratio. Exam like to ask ratio one. Because this chapter you also need to learn in AdMaths. AdMaths is called linear programming, the last chapter. Not the last chapter, the last how to say? The last chapter terakhir yang kedua, yeah. Last 2 chapters lah. So what you do now is you write down. So how you write? Ratio of skill to unskill is 1 ratio, not less than 1:2. So we all know not less than means bigger sama dengan, because tidak kurang. Tidak kurang means lebih or sama dengan. And then ratio I mentioned before can change to fraction. So skill ratio unskill, separate X, separate Y. So skill is Y, unskill is X. So this one is Y, skill is Y, and then unskill is X. And then they say ratio for Y, X. It means Y over X. Okay, it's Y ratio X lah, but Y ratio X is Y over X. And then bigger sama dengan 1:2. But I tell you already, ratio can change to fraction. That's why it's like this. Okay. But what if I terbalik? What if I write X over Y here? Wrong also. Wrong also. That's why you have to read very careful. So that's how you do it. And now you can pindah the X to the other side. So it becomes 1/2X. Okay, some students will say this X can darab silang like this. Okay, can also you want darab silang, but the reason why I don't want to darab silang is later I have to draw graph. And when I draw graph, I have to find points. And it's always better to keep the Y single. Okay, but you want to darab silang also can. Betul. Right. Okay, for my second question, by using a scale of 2 cm to 10, 2 cm to 5, construct and shade the region. Okay, this one have to draw graph already. But before drawing graph, we have to find points. Right. So how to find points? What is my first line here? So what I will do is I will let X plus Y equals 30. It means I will change this symbol to equals and then open 2 bracket. second equation, let x plus 2y equals 80. I'm changing this symbol to equal and also open two bracket. And then let the third line is y, change the symbol to equal also 1 over 2x and then also open two bracket. Why I have to open bracket? Because all this line is a sengit punya line, sengit punya line, sengit punya line, and you need points to draw these lines. Okay, what's my favorite point to find? Usually I always find ganti x0, y0. I always teach like that in class, right? Usually put x0, y0. So when I put x0, my y is 30. I put y0, my x is 30. Yep. What if I put x0 here? My y is 40 because 80 divided 2. What if I put y0? My x is 80, correct? Yeah. What about here? When I ganti x0, 0 times 1 or 2 is 0. So my y will be 0 also. So what if I ganti y0? Don't waste your time. You know already what will happen because when you ganti x0, you get y0. It means when you ganti y0, your x will be 0 also. So don't you have to change to another point. So how to change to another point? So what you do now is you straight away go to the graph and then you do the scale first. All right. This one later only we try to find. So 2 cm to 10 on x-axis. So let's go to x-axis. Okay, this is my graph. So 2 cm to 10. So this is my 0, this one my 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, only got enough space for 60 only, but it's okay. And this is my x. And I remember they said 2 cm to 5 on y-axis. So 5 y-axis, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and then 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Okay, and then the y-axis. And then now we have our first line. We have our first line at 0, 30, 30, 0. Okay, let's go and plot lah. Okay, make this smaller. Okay, 0, 30, 30, 0. So 0, 30 is here, 30, 0 is here. And then you use your ruler to join. It means you have to bring your pembaris panjang to your exam lah. So remember to bring your pembaris panjang. Okay, siap already. And don't forget to write the equation. X plus Y equals 30. Okay, second line. 0, 40, 80, 0. Okay, where is 0, 40? 0, 40 is here lah. 0, 40. 80, 0 cannot plot because you're outside already. So how? Takkan you want to erase the whole graph, the whole axis. Tak payah, just erase the point, just change the point. So the 80, 0, you change to another point. How to change? Okay, how I teach you. X plus 2y equals 80. You can make the x single or the y single, up to you. But making the x single is much more easy. So 80 minus 2y. If you make the y single, other fraction. So I tak suka. So 80 minus 2y. And for this y, you can ganti any y value you want. There's so many you can ganti. Let's try with 50. Just see what happens. So you'll try with 50, what will happen? 2 times 50 will be 100. 80 minus 100 will be negative already. So yeah, you can't plot negative value here. So why not we choose another point? So if the 50 cannot, why not I choose with, let's see. Why not I choose something like 10 maybe? Just try lah, just try with any value. So if you try with 10, what happened here? 80 minus 20 is 60. So your x is 60, y is 10. So this is 60, 10, right? So yeah, I think boleh because 60, 10 is boleh lah, 60, 10 here, right? So 60, 10. But don't forget this point join dengan siapa? Dia join dengan 40, 0, 40, sorry. 40 like this. And don't forget to write the equation also. I forget already what's the equation. The equation. X plus 2y equals 80. So just write down. Okay, for my final garisan is y equals 1 over 2x. And then the x coordinate is 0. The first coordinate is 0, 0. So 0, 0 is here. Okay, my y coordinate I erased just now because dia sudah ulang, dia sudah repeat. So I have to find another point. So same method lah. We look at the equation, make the y single, but the y is already single. So just figure out what I have to put the x. So we all know to get y, I have to take x bahagi 2. So why not you take your highest value of x, which is 60. Because if you take 60 to sub inside the x, your y will be 30. Then your point will be 60, 30. Not 30, 60, 60, 30, please. 30 is the y. So now we know already 0, 0, 60, 30. So very simple. So just go to 60, 30. 60 here, 30 here. And don't forget this one join dengan siapa? Join dengan yang ni Bukan. Join dengan 0, 0. So bila, ayo. Wait. those line. This one join with 0, 0, like this. Okay, but use your ruler lah and try to be accurate. Okay, try to draw it like precise. So y equals to 1 over 2x. Okay, now I'm done already with my how to say, with my lines. Now we can shade, right? Because the soalan asks us to construct and shade the region R which satisfy all above constraint. Now this time when we shade, we have to look at the symbol here. So the first line, x plus y equals 30, have to be bigger. Oh, by the way, you have to take out that y positive. So take out that y positive is bigger. But what if your y positive duduk sini? Then you have to take out dari sini. Then it becomes smaller already. And then what if your y is negative? Then you pindah dia jadi positif dulu lah. And then baru tengok dari sana. Okay, y positive already, tengok dari y is bigger. So but which line? The x plus y 30 line bigger. So x plus y 30 line have to be bigger. So x plus y 30 line is this line. So bigger means your r will be duduk atas this garisan. So it could be here, it could be here, it could be here, it could be here. Okay, but don't lorate first. You still have to check for two more inequalities. So the second one, it says tengok dari y positive also. So y sudah positive, tengok dari y positive is smaller. But which line? X plus 2y 80 line smaller. So x plus 2y 80 line is this one. So smaller. It means I have to erase which one? Erase this r and this r lah, because this line punya smaller mah. And then finally is the third line is y bigger 1 over 2x. But which line? Y bigger. So this line. So bigger means up here. So we now know already where is my r. My r is not here, it's here, right? And now we just load it. And be careful when we load it, we have to load it like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. Use ruler lah. Use ruler to load it. And load it nicely. Don't load it outside here. Okay, I want to mention something here. When we load it, don't load it until this side. Alright, don't load it that side, because it has to be positive. Because if you look here, they already mentioned, where is it? Here. Other than x bigger 0, y bigger 0. It means everything happens in the first quadrant. Everything have to be y bigger 0, x bigger 0. That's why when we load it this, we cannot load it until this part, right? And actually this part, there should be a garis lurus one, because this is the y-axis, right? And make sure you draw nicely also. Here there should be a line, here there should be a line. Okay, and draw using ruler. And then set already lah. How many marks? 4 marks, 3 marks, 7 marks for this rubbish. So that's how so calculate already. But got 15 marks. In section C, the full mark is 15. So I only get 7 marks. So ada lagi yang saya kena buat. So let's see what this one. SHF company plans to hold a family day in August. Let's make this bigger. Okay. So SHF company plans to hold a family day in August. The company has made a poll of employee attendance on that day. Given that the ratio of unskilled to total is 2:5. So unskilled to total, let's see. Unskilled to total. How to write this? So we have unskilled worker. Ratio total is 3:5, 2:5. But I did mention that ratio can actually change to fraction, right? So if I say unskilled is 2, total is 5, then number 1, they say find ratio of unskilled to skill. Okay, how to do? Okay, the working out right here. So if unskilled is total, it means the probability of unskilled you can find already. The probability of unskilled, it will be 2 over 5. Because ratio can change to fraction. I mentioned just now in the A question. So if the unskilled is 2 portion, total is 5, so the probability is 2 over 5, right? But then they want ratio of unskilled to skill. Okay, if unskilled is 2 over 5, what is the probability of skill? 3 over 5, right? 3 over 5, right? So the ratio of unskilled to skill, the ratio for unskilled to skilled will be 2:3. Okay, or there's I can explain using another way. Because unskilled is 2, total is 5, So if you take 5 minus 2, you get 3, right? So the unskilled is 2, the skill is 3. Yeah, that's all. This is the answer, right? 2:3. All right, this is the answer. Okay, second question. What is the percentage of skilled workers will join the family day? Okay, percentage. We already know probability of skill is 3 over 5. So convert this to percentages times 100%, and you will get 60%, right? So that's how you do it. Okay. So very easy, like that you get 4 marks already, right? So now we do the next question. So scroll down. Okay, soalan C pula. Table 4 shows the travel records to the SHF company family day. In diagram 9 below shows the distance time graph. Section C memang macam tu. Like the whole question got 15 marks and they mix up, they mix all the chapters one, right? So this one is graph of motion already. From 4 chapter 7 or 6, right? Okay, so this is this DTG, distance time graph. So let's see how the journey. So make this smaller a bit. Okay, nice. All right. So now we see 9 a.m. the journey starts. So I assume this is when the time is 0, the distance, the time is 0 lah. So this is 9 o'clock, 9 a.m. And then what happened here is 9:30 rest at Ayer Keroh toll after 20-kilometer journey. So rest at Ayer Keroh toll after 20-kilometer journey. So I assume this one dia move lah. Dia move for 30 minutes. That's why here is 9:30. 9:30, and then they rest for 20 rest after a 20-kilometer journey. It means this P will be 140 minus 20 lah, which it means P is 120 because the jarak here should be 20 because they move 20. And then if we look at the 9:45 dia continue journey, it means from 9:30 to 9:45 dia rest sudah berapa lama? 15 minutes, right? It means my Q will be 9:45 lah. Which means Q is 45. Because 0 is 9 o'clock. Okay, 0 is 9 o'clock. So after 45 minutes, if there is 9:45, it means from 0 here to that past 45 minutes. So Q is 45. Okay. And then 11:15 arrive at Batu Pahat. It means from 9 o'clock, what here should be 11:15. But let's try to take 9 o'clock plus 135 minutes and see whether we get this. 135 minutes is 2 hours 15 minutes. Because 135, when you minus 120, it means you minus 2 hours, you get 15, right? So 9 o'clock plus 2 hours is 11 o'clock and then 11:15. Yeah, exactly the same, right? So it means everything I do now is correct lah. Dia ada match dengan table atas. So now I erase all this. Now I can proceed already. So number 1, state the values of P and Q. Okay, I sudah cari P is 120 kilometer and then Q is 45. We cannot write 9:45 because this one, okay, the actual time is 9:45, but we have to write 45 here because this one is how many times should I passed. They are not asking for the actual time. Okay, for the second question, calculate average speed for the whole journey. So average speed, ada satu formula saja. You will use the TD over TT. Do you remember what is TD, TT? The total distance divided total time. What is the total distance? Okay, the total distance will be 140. Let me break it down. The first 30 minutes, the first half an hour, dia sudah gerak 20 kilometers here. But then here rest, so here move 0 lah. And then what about here? Here keep moving. And then move how much? 120 kilometers. So total move 140 lah. Yeah. So the total is 140 kilometers. And then what about the total time in hours? Because they want kilometer per hours. So what is the total time in hours? The total time in minutes is 135. But I want in hours. So it will be 135 divide 60 hours. But don't write like this lah. Come on. You write like this, confirm wrong one. If you tekan, you have to open bracket. Remember, when your fraction have 3 tingkat, you have to open bracket because 140 over 135 over 60, 140 over 135 over 60. If you do like this and do like this, this and this, they are not the same thing, you know. If you tekan this, it will give you different answer. If you tekan this, they will give you different answer. So make sure you put the bracket nicely. If you don't put the bracket and you tekan calculator, the calculator will assume it's like this. The calculator will assume it's like this. Then wrong already, then salah already. So remember, if it's 3 tingkat, make sure you open bracket. So what you should tekan now? 140 divide open bracket 135 over 60. Ataupun 140 darab 60 bahagi 135. So you get 560/9 or 62.22. But I will write in fraction because this question is how to say, the decimal, like a lot of decimal placement. So I write kmh. Of course, you can write 62.22 km/h also can. Sama sahaja. Okay, let's continue. I think finish already, right? Yeah, finish already. Okay, finally, last question already. 17. Let's read the question. A fundraiser was conducted by all students of SMK Seri Saroja for the STEM Carnival program, which will be implemented in July 2023. Table 5.1 shows the total collection for 42 students recorded by 5 cerdik class teacher. This is group data. This is measures of dispersion for group data. Why I say group data? Because got class. You see, this one, we call it class. This one is called class. So just now I remember got one question is ungrouped one. Let me scroll up and let you see where is it. So where is it just now? I remember ada satu soalan, right? This one. But this one is ungrouped data. This one is ungrouped data. If you want the explanation, you sendiri rewind lah. Question 15. So for ungrouped data, but when I teach you how to find the standard deviation for ungrouped data, I got mentioned. For group data, I have to find midpoint. I got mentioned just now, right? Because ungrouped data, you can straight away take. But if group data other class, you have to take midpoint. I got mentioned just now. You can tengok balik if you want. So let's go back to our question 17. Where is it? 17. Okay, here. So now we can okay, they got say 42 is the total, right? So this one total 42. And then now they say based on the data table 5.1, complete table 5.2 in the answer space. Where is the 5.2? Let me find. Oh, here. Okay, so very easy lah. How to complete? Find the midpoint. Yeah lah, memang group data when you want to, how to say? Because group data dia ada bagi class tau. And when dia ada bagi class, you need to choose a number to represent the class, to wakil. And we always choose midpoint. That's why for group data, usually you need a midpoint. So let's find out the midpoint. How to find midpoint? Just take the 1 plus 50 divide 2. But make sure you tekan equal dulu. Or you tekan bracket. So 25.5. And then how to find the midpoint for 5100? So we press 51 plus 100 and then answer divide 2. 75.5. And then this will be, okay, plus 50 plus 50. So 125.5 plus 50, 175.5 plus 50, 225.5. Boleh ke? Okay, now next part, they want what? Next part, they want to find, calculate the mean amount of money in RM collected by student in 5 cerdik. Okay, find mean. Okay, very easy lah. Okay, just now in question 15 also I got mentioned, but question 15 is different question. That one is ungrouped. Ungrouped data, how I do it? I will just take the formula we use is sum of fx divided by f. This is the formula we will use because got frequency in our question. But what will be my x? What will be my f? My f will be this lah, and the frequency will be 37, this one. But my x will be what? It will be this collection, right? But you cannot take, because the collection other class. That's why you have to take midpoint. It means your x will be midpoint here. But if you look at the question 15 just now, I never take the midpoint because that one is ungrouped data. Ungrouped data, no need. Ungrouped data, because ungrouped data, you know the actual number, the actual value. So you straight away just take the actual value. But if group data, they will give you a class, then you need a number to wakil, right? That's why we choose the midpoint. Okay, let's draw a line here, and then we use the formula. So darab. So 25.5 times 3. Okay, I know the formula is f times x, but you can take x darab f also. It's the same. 3 times 25.5, 25.5 times 3, same thing. Plus with 75.5 times 7 plus 125.5 times 13 plus 175.5 times 11 plus 225.5 times 8. So I want to cakap sekali lagi. This x and f, the x here represents the data. In this case, it will be the collection. But if it's a group data, you have to take the midpoint. But if it's ungrouped data, then the x will just be just the value. If it's ungrouped, just the whatever value here. Okay, now for my total frequency, I think it's 42 because they mentioned just now already. Yeah, 42. So 42. Or you want to do again plus everything here also can. You will get the same. Okay, now let's press our calculator. 25.5 times 3 plus 75.5 times 7 plus 125.5 times 13 plus 175.5 times 11 plus 225.5 times 8. 5971. Divide 42. And then we press again. Okay, 142.17 ataupun 853/6. Okay, 853/6. Okay, but this one they got say in RM, right? So let's write in RM lah. But if you write in RM, then we cannot write in fraction already. It has to be like 2 decimal place, 142.17. Okay, did I do everything correctly? Yes. So that's the answer lah. Okay, now what about the second question? I mean the third question. If a Cherdate 5th grade teacher is asked to submit a money collection report, which measure of central tendency should the Cherdate 5th grade teacher choose? Explain. This question is very similar to the 15 one, you realize? Let's go to 15. Where is 15 just now? You remember just now 15B I mentioned what? They ask you to state which dispersion is more suitable, more appropriate. But when I explain the B, I also tell you about measure of central tendency. You see, my handwriting is even still there. So measures of dispersion got 4. Range, interquartile range, variance, standard deviation. But measures of central tendency got mean, median, mode. So this time they ask you measures of central tendency or dispersion in question 17. They ask central tendency, right? So your answer should not be range, variance, interquartile range, standard deviation. It should be central tendency. So it's either mean, median, or mode. So this time my data is about what? It's about collection of money, right? Is it? Collection of 42 students. Okay, so collection. So which one is suitable? A great teacher asked to submit money collection. So I think we can choose mean lah. We can choose mean because we want to get the okay, usually mean, if we find median, we ignore a lot of values, right? And we find mode also, because this one is what a fundraiser, right? So a fundraiser means mean lah. Mean is used to calculate. Okay. Because when we use mean, we use all our data, right? And if you look at this, there's not really like outlier. Okay. There's no outlier. So using mean is good. Using mean is good. So what I write here is I'll write mean. Okay, I'll write mean. So third question, mean is the suitable one. But they say what? Which measure should be the, so I said mean, explain. So because what? Because there is no outlier. Or you can say extreme value. Sama saja. There is no extreme value. And okay, I think it's good enough lah. Because all the values are very, like, how to say? There's no outlier. Okay. And when we use mean, it's very good because we cover all the values. Right. So I think that's good enough. Okay, what about the next part? Soalan B. The forms who have successfully collected more than the minimum amount of money in the carnival set by school will be awarded with prize. So only the class yang macam mana collected more than the minimum amount can get the award. Given the probability of Form 4 and Form 5 being selected is 1/10, 3/4. Calculate probability that Form 4 and Form 5 are selected. Okay, this one got masalah already. Because in Bahasa Melayu, they say atau. Atau in English is or. But then in the English one, they say and, like something wrong already. So do we follow the BM version or the English version? I will do both. I will do both. Okay, I will explain both. Okay, so let me explain both. So for probability question, student always cannot do because they don't know what is the first step. The first step is always list down all the possibilities. So Form 4 and Form 5 getting awarded, being selected is this, right? So, but only the class yang collect more than the minimum amount. So maybe in the end, the Form 4 and the Form 5, they both get selected. Means they both collected more than the minimum, right? Or maybe the Form 4 sahaja yang collected more than minimum, but the Form 5 didn't collect more than the minimum amount. Then why that means the Form 5 never get the award lah. Or maybe Form 4 does not qualify, and then Form 5 qualify to get the award, right? Or maybe both also doesn't, this is also one of the possibility. Both also tak ada collected more than a minimum, means both also tak dapat the award lah. This is also one of the possibilities. So can you see when we do probability question, try not to focus on what they want. We just write down all the possibilities. Then only we read the question. Calculate from probability that tingkatan 4 atau tingkatan 5 dipilih. Okay, let me tell you what does it mean by tingkatan 4 atau tingkatan 5 dipilih. It means I will take this one, this one, this one, plus. I will not take this. Because 4 atau 5, it means 4 or 5 selected. It means the one you choose has to be from 4 selected ataupun from 5 selected. Ataupun both lah. Both pun boleh ataupun satu selected. Yang ni tak boleh lah sebab yang ni both pun tak ada select mah. This one lagi, this one of course tak boleh because they say it has to be from 4 selected or from 5. So we will take these 3 add together. Like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. But if you do it like this, can also, but very slow. Let me suggest you a better way. Because if I want to find these 3 add together, you can take 1 minus yang you tak mau. Because total probability will always be 1. So what is the probability for from 4 or from 5? So from 4 or 5, from 4 or 5. So it will be 1. 1 is the total probability minus with what? Minus with yang 4, 5 tak kena select. Okay, yang from 4 kena select is 1 over 10. So yang not select is 9 over 10 times 3 over 4 is selected punya. From 5 selected punya. So not selected will be 1 over 4. If you don't know how to get this, just take 1 minus this. Alright. And then now it will be 9 over 10 minus 1 over 4. Put it inside here. So it will be 1 minus 9 over 40, which is 31 over 40. Alright. Ini kalau saya guna BM punya. Ini kalau saya guna BM punya atau. But what if I say probability of from 4 and 5? And 5. So if N5 means which one of these I will take? 1, 2, 3, or 4. If I say N, it means both pun kena select. It means I will do this only. So how to do this? Just take from 4 selected punya probability, darab with from 5 selected, which is 1 over 10 times 3 over 4. So the answer is 3 over 40. So this is the answer if it says 4 or 5. This is the answer if they say 4 and 5. But this soalan in the BM, they say atau. But then in the English, they say done. In the English, they say and. That's why I don't know which one to follow. But I do both lah. But I check the schema already. The schema do like this. The schema do like all punya. It means the schema follow the bahasa Melayu one lah. But I also want to, I want you to know both. I want you to understand the whole concept. So second question, they say what? Only from 5 is selected. You tell me lah. From 5 selected, do we take 1, 2, 3, or 4? From 5 is like only from 5 is selected. So 1 cannot because this one they say only from 5. This one 4 and 5 selected. What about this? This one also cannot. This one is only from 4 selected. So we only take this one. What about this one? This one cannot. This one both also not selected. They say only from 5 selected. So this one. So how do we write this? So we will write probability of from 5 only. Let's put the word only from 5 selected. So how do we write this? We will take the from 4 tak kena select punya probability. What is from 4 tak kena select? From 4 kena select is 1 over 10. So tak kena select is 9 over 10. Because 1 minus 1 over 10. And then what is from 5 kena select? From 5 kena select is just ambil 3 over. And then you will get 27 over 40. Okay, finally, I finished the whole paper. I celebrate too soon already. I thought finished already. Okay, one more. Okay, let's continue. C. So Aziz was one of the competitors in the STEM carnival. Or remember, in section C, they always mix the chapters one. So just now is probability, right? And then atas is measures of dispersion. And then now is network in graph theory already. Okay, so if Aziz was one of the competitors in STEM carnival, he participated in all the competition provided at 6 menus, namely A, B, C, D, E, F. So these are all the tempat. Table 5.3 shows the distance in meter of the route used by Aziz to get to each competition venue. So all these numbers represent, how to say? Represent distance. Number 1, based on table 5.3, complete diagram 10 in the answer space by drawing a weighted graph. Weighted means your graph will have all these numbers beside, right? And all this they already say is distance in meter. So let's draw the graph. So A to B is 30, A to C is 20. So where's the answer space? A to B is 30, A to C is 20. And then we keep going to the next one. Okay, wait, sorry. Okay, the next one is what? All this dash means tak ada jalan lah. So B to A is 30, B to E is 20. But B to A and A to B is the same. So this one we can skip. So B to E 20, B to F 50. BE 20, BF 50. BE 20, BF 50. BE 20, BF 50. BE 20, BF 50. And then CA 20, but I do already just now. I do AC already. AC, CA sama. So CD 50. CA 20, CD 50. CA 20 sudah buat. CD 50. Yep. Now for my DC 50, DE 10. DC 50, DE 10. DC 50 sudah buat. DE 10. Use ruler, use ruler, okay. DE10. Okay, next DE10, then afterwards will be DF20, EB20. EB20, DF20, DF20, EB20, DF20, EB20. Okay, so sudah buat. And then ED10, EF10. Ayo, ED10, EF10 mana? ED10 sudah buat, EF10. Okay, sana. Okay, and then after EF10, FB50, FD20, FB50, FD20, FB50 sudah buat, and then FD20 sudah buat also. So what about the last one? The last one is FE10, E10, FE sudah buat also. So finish already lah, finish already. But they never say directed, right? They just say weighted. So there's no direction here, okay? Because they just say weighted graph. So this is done. So now for my second question, draw a directed, this one got arrow direction. So draw a directed to represent the one-way route, which with the shortest distance, shortest, starting from A to all the venues, state the shortest distance. So I have to start from A and pass through all the competition venues. So start from A. Okay, so start from A. Okay, for me, I will personally do it like this. I will write down all the possible way. So I have to pass all. Okay, but they ask us to draw also, right? So let's put down all the vertex first lah. So point A, and then B draw here, C draw here. Because we already know need to pass through all the venues, so that's why we can do this. We can straight how to say, draw the vertex step through, but the edges don't draw first. Okay, now let's start from A. Okay, so if we start from A, we can go to C. Okay, and then we can go to D, E, F, B, right? A, C, and then go to D, and then E, F, B, E, F, B. Then we pass through all the venue. But is that the shortest? We don't know yet. That's why we have to write down all the route. So we can also go to C and then go D. Okay, but then we don't go E. Maybe we go F, E, B like that. Okay, F, E, B, F, E, B. So F, E, or we can always go to C and then go to D also, but then we don't go E, F, B, we go E, B, F. But actually, if we think logic, this BF is 50, right? So we can, if of course we will try to avoid this 50 because we want the shortest. So if we want to avoid, it will be like this, maybe like this, right? So A, C, D, F, E, B. So did I write this already? A, C, D, F, E, B, A, C, D, F, E, B. So yeah, so the second one, right? Of course, that you can also A, C, D, F, B, E. Like that also can. But I already know this one will be longer, so I will just ignore it. I don't want to include that. I don't want to include that path. So I think I'll just stop. I'll just for AC punya jalan, I'll just buat macam ni saja. Okay, let's try with AB pula. So if I go AB, here we have some choice here. But if I am you, I will avoid this line because this is 50. We want minimum. So why not we go AB and then BE and then B to E and then E to F. Okay, and then baru pergi DC. Like that. Or A to B and then same, I avoid the 50 because they want a lot, right? So A to B, B to E, and then can I go D? Cannot, because if I go D, I cannot stuck already. Because I have to pass through all. If I go D, I cannot pass through also E, and then F, D, C. So nothing already. I cannot go E already. It means maybe I have to go F. So A, B, F, and then E, D, C maybe. Okay, A, B, F, E, D, C. Or maybe A, B, F, D, E, C. Right? Okay lah, include also lah. A, B, F, A, B, F, A, B, F, E, D, C. So, it cannot DEC, right? Because here tak ada jalan. So, I think tak ada lah. A, B, F, A, B, F, D, C. A, B, E, F, D, C also right already. A, B, E. Yeah, I think can already. Okay, I didn't write down all the path. I just write a few path that I think is the shortest. And then I just calculate all of it. So, and see which one the smallest value. So let's calculate this first. A to C is 20 plus C to D 50, D to E 10 plus FB. So 10 plus 50. Okay, this one the total is 140. So 140. Next one, A to C to D. So A to C to D will be 20 plus 50, 70 plus FEB. So FEB. So 20, 10, 20, 50 lah. So you get 120. Okay, so it's lesser than the previous one. What about this one? ABE So ABE. So 30 plus 20, 50 plus FDC. So 10, 20, 50. So 80. So 80. So you get 130. Okay, 130. Okay, my last one. ABF. So 30 plus 50 is 80 already. And then plus EDC. So 20, 70. So what is 80 plus 70? 150. So I think I know which one is the shortest already. They ask, draw a directed graph to represent one way with the shortest distance. State the shortest distance. Okay, so what is the shortest distance? The 120 lah, which is from A to C, arrow like this, C to D, arrow like this. This one, this one. And then D to F, D to F, okay. And then F to E, okay. And then E to B like this, right? And then the shortest distance here, I write here lah. Okay, before I write the shortest distance, I have to write the path. A to C to D to F to E to B. And of course you erase this lah. Of course you erase this. Okay, this one all you erase. Because this one is I just conteng to see which one is the answer. So erase all this. Okay, we already know the answer. The shortest distance is 120. So shortest distance 120, but we have to show them how we get the 120. So we have to write down all the value. So what A to C first, right? So if A to C first, how much is the distance? 20. And then plus C to D, 50. And then D to F, 20. And then F to E, 10. And then plus 20. And if I tekan this, I should get 120. Let's try 70, 90, 120. Yeah. And then I think it's meter. Yeah. So sudah habis. So let's check, is it meter? Where is it? Meter. Yeah, meter. Okay, so sudah siap lah. Finally, sudah siap. Okay, bye-bye.